All right, I'm live, I guess. Wait for it to kick in. Live. All right, that works. Cool and the gang. I like it when it works. I like it when a plan comes together. So saith Hannibal from the A-Team. So I wasn't going to do a stream tonight. I'm still not feeling very well than I thought I would. And apparently my image is like really bright. Like, holy crap. I just got some new lights today. I wanted to test that out. This is like, what the fuck happened? Give me a second to try to tweak this here. Look how blown out it is on my fucking face. What in the fuck is going on? Okay. All right, we're going to have to auto stick with that. That could be a little bit better. Okay. Okay. Am I sick? Yeah. Oh, Gregory. Yeah. It's not like, I don't know if it's a flu or whatever. I was down yesterday. Today I'm feeling a little bit better. I got my content done. It was hard to do. And then I was like, I really want to go get new lights, which now feel really brighter than they should. So I'll have to wait and see on that one. Have I played Sonic Mania? No, I have not. Jake, I can't have your babies, but I appreciate you asking me to have your babies. Don't give Zoe my time of day. I was sent 2 copies of that book. Both of them are like old, 2015 and like maybe 2016. The 2015 one, the first draft actually had defamatory statements about me that I was hoping would make it over to the final cut. So there's that, but would have been fun. And she tried claiming that I said that she had sex with that dude for a review. I never said that. And then said I uncritically regurgitated his lies. No, I critically regurgitated his lies and then went through them bit by bit. So she's just a liar. She's just a liar. Is black people an oxymoron? No, God damn it, Leon. No. They are totally people. Not 3/5. Full people. Full people. I don't understand why we gotta be having this conversation in current year. Yeah, Jack, no, man, I'm sorry you're going through the hurricane shit. That's fucking horrible, man. No, it's fine. I didn't do a stream last night. Wasn't feeling well. I wasn't going to do it today. Then I'm like kind of sitting here like 10 minutes ago going, I should just fucking do it. So what time is it where I'm at right now? It's 10 p.m. Pacific Standard, 10:04 p.m. Pacific Standard. What's going on, Juan Cruz? How are you, buddy? Did I see Philip DeFranco's video? I did, Kevin, and people just giving CNN shit to give CNN shit. Yes, the news is down there. Yes, the news is going to talk to people. The reporter was caught between a rock and a hard place. If it would have been me, I probably would have been like in there, you know, kept the microphone there and like, you got that microphone in my face. Like, will you keep talking? I mean, you're clearly yelling at me and you're also wanting to yell at the media and yell at whoever's watching. So here's a microphone so we can properly get your sentiment. Like that's how I would handle it. It might be a dick play, but at the same time, it's like, you agreed to talk to me. Because the thing is, it's not like they randomly walk up to somebody and they go, hey, and put the camera in their face. Like in those situations, they have a producer or they have someone walk by and they go, can we interview you? Right? Like I was at Comic-Con a couple years ago. And I forget which panel. It might have been the Warner Brothers panel. And I walked out of the Warner Brothers panel. I had a Batman shirt on. And this really hot blonde reporter from the local Fox station like pulls me over. And she was like, can we talk to you about what you just saw in there? And I'm all like, yeah, sure. So then I did a recording. I did an interview with them for that. They don't just pull you out, like single you out. Like the woman if you notice, like the woman's there and she had her kids right there. So they were clearly like ready. So she just lost it in that moment in time. And I would have been like, nah, fuck you. Like, you don't get to act that way. You know, like you agreed to this. You agreed. And if you're going to sit there and bitch about it, I'm going to sit there and let you talk. But you're going to, you know, deal with this microphone in your face. It was a no-win situation. And people just want to give CNN crap because it's CNN. And I don't blame them for that one damn bit. But at the same time, nah, fuck that noise. Do I know any YouTubers taking the Kim.com offer on Bitcoin? No, not yet. Nah. I 500,000 and above. I have a feeling they'll lower it. And when they lower it to 150,000, is probably about the time I'll be at 150,000. I'll be on there. What's going on, Adrian? How are you? Was the Fox reporter stacked? I don't remember if she was stacked. I just remember she was attractive. So there's that. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like people want to bitch about the media, but we all watch the media. It's like people bitching and moaning about, like, the mainstream media. But then again, like, every pundit on the internet, they all pull from the same goddamn source, which is the mainstream media, usually AP or Reuters. And that's as mainstream as you fucking get. But oh no, it's just horseshit. It's hypocritical horseshit that you constantly see from people. Like, you know, and yeah, the mainstream media gets it wrong. And sometimes shit goes on for longer than it should. Don't get me wrong. They're not infallible. But to sit there and constantly, it's like, it's bitching about the thing you, like, one of the things you use the most, you know, and it's because of the frequency of how fast they work and they get it out there and they have the reach. So it's a total, it's a toxic system, if you ask me. But that's just the way it is. So, oh, you agree that the USPS Coke dealers were made a movie? Damn straight, dude. Damn straight. I mean, that's a fucking good story right there. It's all like, we're out of work. Like, we're out of money. Our benefits suck because it's the postal service. And then they're just like, shit, dude, how do we fight this stuff? I'm like, okay, let's go fucking deal Coke. You know, and then they get into the Coke trade and then it just gets crazy. Imagine like some postal worker parties and shit, right? Because the dealer, you know, is going to have to like fucking get some dirt on them. You know, like, why don't you come down my party and shit? Get your dick wet, cuz. And like, you know, imagine like some 60-year-old Jerry looking dude from Parks and Rec, like got some 21-year-old coked out whore, like sucking his dick. And like, yeah, this is the best night of my goddamn life. That's what I'm talking about. USPS should open a pharmacy. Yeah, sure. Thoughts on Antifa becoming a terrorist group? I don't think it's ever going to be determined as a terrorist group. And everything else. I think it's going to be more determined as soon as somebody dies. Ugh. Sorry, I'm trying to move my chair on carpet. Pain in the ass. So let's see, Jack. You are subscribed to 3 Buck Theater, Mundane Matt, Matt Jarbo, Mundane Dad, Mundane Chats, Forbidden Knowledge, and Mundane Matt Let's Plays Mundane Games. Are you missing anything? Yes, you are missing K's on Radio. The new YouTube layout sucks. I don't mind it. I wish the dark theme would actually work when you're like in the creator studio. It's only if you're watching a video. So, I have not gotten names picked out for my daughter yet. We're working on that. We're working on that right now. Well, both her and I are sick, so maybe not the last couple of days, but yeah, we're working on it. Rodney's World was a channel. Rodney's World as a channel has been destroyed. I deleted that years ago. What's my reaction to Joel Osteen claiming that there were waiting for... You know, I heard that, Kevin. I heard his brother talking about that, saying like, oh, well, we were just waiting for the community centers to get full before we open our doors, but our doors were always open. No, they weren't. They would have stayed shut had nobody complained. They don't want people coming in there. They don't want people coming in there and dirtying up their 6,000 person auditorium. They don't want that shit at all. Nah, they don't want that. So they're not gonna. They were gonna do, but they were gonna solicit funds, right? Was it they were taking money, from donations or something like that? So, why don't I focus on gaming stuff? I don't know. I thought about it. I did think about it. You know, like I did think about that, but it has not come. There hasn't been like a lot of good gaming information. Like I'm going to PAX, and let's see if I actually play a game this time. Do I do math? Do I look like I do meth? I mean, do I look like I do meth? No, I don't do meth. No, Riley, I don't eat ass on the regular. Only on special occasions and full moon. Yeah, this should be a movie, be a great series. Jack, I don't know what I'm going to do with 3 Buck Theater, man. I have no idea. The views aren't there. It's earning like 19 cents a video. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it dropped down to like $3 a day, You know, I just don't have the energy. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to put it on hold for right now. You know, focus on what's going to work. And until YouTube gets its shit together with the 2 days to monetize a video is just insane. I don't actually, okay, if I get munchies after I get high, I go and eat fruit. Like the last Slender Girl stream, I downed like a pound of blueberries afterward. I was just like, I fucking blueberries and shit. Ass tastes like chicken. No, I think it tastes like shit. The hilarity of Linda taking money from Harvey. Yeah, I saw that. And the thing is, though, it's like, I think she's scamming people is kind of like a bit of a dishonest comment, to be fair. Now, criticize the organization all you want, but unless she's gone out there and said like it specifically, like it's one of those things where you don't fully know. So only one option now, move to Blip. Yeah, I'll be that guy with the glasses 2.0 and shit. Yeah, there were ads on the open letter video. That was just funny. I don't get that at all. I don't understand that. And they were still there. I just checked them before starting the stream. Inedible Trout says, it's bedtime here, you cunt. Keep being awesome, but I'm going to bed. Dick with a heart. Well, Trout, thank you very much. I wish you very pleasant dreams, hopefully, of vaginas and or whatever your sexual preference might be, to that it brings you to full completion whilst you sleep, so you wake up feeling relaxed and also having to do laundry. Who would win, Rodney versus Francis? Francis. I forgot the fucking Rodney voice for the most part. The best part of the Defenders is watching Danny get his ass kicked. That was pretty good. Take off your mask. I'm not wearing a mask. You know this. So, how many more months to my daughter's out? 4? 3, 4? We're getting close. We're getting close. So, a regular Plumbus. I already talked about the CNN thing. I think people just bitching at CNN to bitch at CNN. Nothing you see on TV is ever just there. You know what I mean? Like in that context, it's always set up. You know, they always have to go get like release form signed. They have to ask people for. People are really looking at the wrong issue here. But then again, like most people that don't understand how news media works, or they don't understand how elements of that play out, so they think it's all real. You know, the people out there that think like reality TV shows are real, that it's not some made up bullshit that takes place in an editing bay. You know, like it's that kind of stuff. Have I played Lost Legacy yet? Yeah, Horror Punks. I'm about halfway through right now. It's pretty dope, man. I like it a lot. I like the characters. I like Naomi and Chloe, or Nadine. Sorry, Nadine and Chloe. I think they're good. I like their dynamic. So I really want to see where it goes. And there's also more action thus far than Uncharted 4. So that's always a plus. What's the video you've regretted making the most? If I were to regret making a video, it would probably be, I don't know, man, like Hell Hath No Fury. I listened to it again today. I just wish I would have done it better. Given everything, if I knew what was going to happen, or knew what was, if I knew it was going to go down the way it went down, I would have done it better. I would have done it a lot better, and I probably would have handled it a lot better, and a bunch of other stuff. But I'll be at PAX, and I know Zoe Quinn's already in Seattle, so we'll see if I see her again. Matt versus Sargon in the Octagon. Why? Oh, they're trying to deplatform Armored Skeptic about MythCon. I know that they've been going after that, and apparently MythCon doesn't give a shit, or that is maybe unless they've now changed their mind. I have no idea, but for the most part, as far as I know, they haven't given a shit. That's awesome, Jang, that you're playing pub, man. I gotta play that some more. So why not make a $3 theater series on the main channel? I was for a while, Arching. It becomes so much work, dude. It becomes so much fucking work. Like, it's a lot of work. One person to do, it's a lot of goddamn work. I mean, like, it's just, yeah. I feel like I'd be better off, like, fucking just like recording the videos and then uploading them to Google Drive or something, and then like having an editor put them together and then go, all right, like just pay them. But no, I don't make enough money to do that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll fuck the Sargon. I don't know yet. We'll have to talk to a lawyer. I like I said, settling makes more sense. So calling it now, Arya's taking Littlefinger's face and using it for access to Cersei. Possible that might come in. That would definitely explain. I mean, if Aiden Glenn is going to be back around, if he doesn't cut his hair, then that would be a theory. Kind of like when Jon Snow kicked the bucket and everyone's like, he didn't cut his hair. He didn't cut his hair. You know, like, he's still alive. He's still in the show. And then you find that out. So, well, for one, Sargon and I wouldn't beat the living shit out of each other. At least for no reason. No good reason. Is Jake Paul being an attention whore? Well, that seems pretty obvious. But is he using Hurricane Harvey to get views? I have no idea. How much incest is too much? That's a good question. I don't know. I've never done incest, so I can't tell you where the limit is. I'm assuming when you put a flipper baby in your relative, that's going too far. Doing it 3 times is also going too far. So there's that. LNRs here says, would you prefer living in an anarcho-communism or anarcho-capitalism? Let me go look at what those terms mean real quick, because I honestly can't tell you off the top of my head. That's the whole problem. I'm fucking tired. So my brain isn't fully working today because I am still not feeling well. Okay, so anarcho-capitalism is known as libertarian anarchy, or market anarchism, or free market anarchism is a libertarian and individualist anarchist political philosophy that advocates the elimination of the state in favor of individual sovereignty in a free market. That's interesting. Let's see what communism is. Anarcho-communism is a theory of anarchism which advocates the abolition of the state, capitalism, wage labor, and private property, while retaining respect for personal property in favor of common ownership of the whatever the fuck. Let me see here. What's in common ownership of? Common ownership of the means of production, direct democracy, and a horizontal network of workers' councils with production and consumption based on the guiding principle, from each according to his ability to each according to his need. I mean, on paper, clearly the anarcho, whatever you want to call it, communism sounds better on paper. Neither one would work in reality. That's the issue. So, do I think of the Game of Thrones jab they did in Rick and Morty? It was a good jab. It was a solid jab. But still, good show. This season, I mean, they had 7 episodes. They kind of, I think they should have just like had made them a little bit longer and like really fleshed things out. But they were working at a breakneck speed, and the next season is going to be even breakier, neckier. Hey, Trump. Oh, Trump wasn't almost assassinated. I saw that video. If Trump was almost assassinated, that car would have kept going. The car just went over the divide and then stopped, and the person got out of the car. If it was a person attempting to hit Trump, they would have done something else. But that was just insanely horrible timing. The Titanic looked unsinkable on paper. That's true. Have I talked about the shit show that happened on the Ubisoft forums? Oh, We West Kangs. I've looked into it. I haven't done a video about it. What am I going to say? It's funny. It's very funny. They're doing God's work with that. They're doing God's work. It's funny as shit. Zach, I wasn't planning on getting Ark, mostly because I don't have time for it. Where is that? So, I mean, like, I just picked up this yesterday, but because I've been ill, I haven't wanted to jump into a tactical RPG. So, and anarcho-communism is also known as Antifa. That's interesting. What do I get when you cross a goat and an elephant, a dead goat with an 18-inch diameter asshole? It's kind of a dumb joke. If I'm being honest here, it's kind of a dumb joke. I mean, like, no fault on you, Jack Bauer. It just wasn't a funny joke. So there's that. Am I ready for deer season? Yeah, man. I don't even have to leave my back porch. I sit out there with my rifle and just fucking take them out. Like, who wants venison? But I probably wouldn't, because Hurricane Harvey was a distraction from NK. Hurricane Harvey's a distraction from a lot of things. Give it a couple days. Give it a couple days. How do I think about the North Korea missile crisis? I think North Korea is pushing it. I understand what they're doing. They're trying to get people to back off, but at the same time, they've kind of backed off of North Korea in the last couple of weeks. So it's like they want you to like not look at them, but also look at them, you know? It's one of those weird things. Honestly, I just feel that Kim Jong-un is just a petulant child. Favorite porn star currently? God damn. I saw a GIF on Reddit of Amber Cutie dancing. Now that was pretty good. I mean, she didn't put the Sharpie in her butt this time, but y'all know the Sharpie in the butt. That's her. She didn't put the Sharpie in the butt, but she does dance. So, all right. Oh my God. Yeah, North Korea knows they'd get pretty fucked up. Yeah, North Korea knows they're in some serious shit. You had a dream where we met. I thought you said a wet dream where we met. I'm just like, wow, okay. That's cool, man. You have a dream? Awesome. Well, okay, a black and red color scheme is like not, you know, fucking who else wore black and red? Other people. It's not just Antifa. Worst porn I've ever seen. Oh man, there's been a lot of bad ones and shit. Stuff you might find on like Cinemax, like in the middle of the night type stuff. Thoughts on Mexico offering to help? Yeah, I figured they would. Mexico sent people over during Katrina. What was really interesting though about that was Mexico also sent workers over. Workers were hired from Mexico to go to Baton Rouge, and everything else, and to fucking help with the cleanup. So they hired workers from out of country to come in. I thought that was kind of interesting. Any good masturbatory stories? No, not that I'm going to tell you. So, yeah, North Korea can reach millions with nukes, but the thing is, they already could have done that with like fucking Seoul, South Korea and shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's just more ratters. It's like saber rattling, but yeah, they have a longer reach. But then again, their ICBM only goes 2,600 miles. So the missile they launched the other day went 1,600 some odd miles. So really, it's putting like, it's putting like Seoul and Tokyo and whatever in its trajectory, and like maybe Guam, So I mean, they're just like, they're not going to push for further than that shit. But I guarantee you, there's like people watching that stuff right now. Like anything goes on in North Korea, we know about it. You think that the clean YouTube ad situation will eventually reach Twitch? Yeah. I mean, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon, wants to keep it relatively clean. And Twitch is only going to get more, I guess you could say, protective in that regard. But at the same time, they also know like where a lot of it comes from. There's ads that run, but the ads that run, if I recall correctly, don't necessarily go to the streamer, right? The ads that run go to the company and everything else. But it's like the subscription services, and then now you can buy like the little data points or whatever the fuck it's called. So I don't know. If you stab a rotisserie chicken in the back, does it make it a chicken Caesar? Are you happy to know I asked you that? No, Nick, I'm not. I feel like that was dumb. Like really dumb. I bet Trump will get shit if Mexico helps and he still tries to get them to pay for the wall. Mexico's not going to pay for the wall, dude. No one's going to pay for the wall. Trump is going to exhaust every option he can to get that wall done and then just go, they won't let me do it. Like, that's what he's going to do. That's all he can do about that. Do I vape? Only when it's something. Well, I got to go get more of this shit. It's been a while. I'm almost out of my Pineapple Express. So, I'll pay for the wall. Yeah, sure. Yeah, donate to my Patreon. I'll pay for the wall. So I did hear about Linda Sarsour, and I don't necessarily agree that she was scamming people, because We don't necessarily, you know, yes, going to a PAC, that thing is probably going to donate to a PAC. So that is something that, you know, it's her retweeting something and then like blaming the scumminess of the company on her. I don't know if that's necessarily fair. Okay, we don't have all the information on that yet, but Linda Sarsour is a bad person. Let's just make that abundantly clear. If you pay for shipping, why would you just pay? You also have to pay for the vape pen things, Nick. This is not just pay for shipping. NAFTA is being heavily renegotiated. It's being renegotiated, but Trump hasn't negotiated anything yet, so I expect NAFTA to stay fine. Do you think the craziness will stop? No, not till he's out of office, and even then, not for a while. I have heard about Joel Osteen. I said before, he essentially just wanted to, you know, they didn't want people coming in there. They didn't want the commoners coming on in. They want people who are going to give him money. And so even though it's a huge tax write-off and a great public interest thing, they were just thinking greedy. So no. No, Nick, I wouldn't be that kind of awesome because I don't have that kind of money. So there's that. Am I going to get the re-release of Street Fighter 2? No. Linda Sarsour is not even Sunni or Shia. I have no idea if she is or isn't. What makes her think she can represent Muslim? She represents Islam from an American perspective. Like she's like, yo, Sharia law, great, y'all. It's like, it's perfect, man. Fuck, dude. I grew up in Brooklyn and shit. We would have had Sharia law in Brooklyn when I was a kid, dog. It would have been fucking great, son. Like, that's her idea. She's like, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, right? So she's like as much of a fucking Muslim hipster as like Lena Dunham is in Girls. You know, just as a hipster in that area and everything else. She doesn't know what it's like to live in oppression. She lives in Brooklyn. If I had to guess, she probably lives somewhere near Williamsburg, you know, and she probably lives in a gentrified neighborhood. And she is just like another one of those phonies like everybody else. So we could afford the wall if it wasn't for those dirty Mormons. I don't quite get that, but okay. In West Philadelphia, yeah, born and raised. So, would I consider going to CPAC 2018? No, I would not go to CPAC 2018. I don't see a reason to go. I would probably get in trouble for how much I laugh at shit. And by laughing at shit, I mean I would just walk by the TYT booths and just point and laugh all the damn time. You know, and then also walk by Alex Jones and point and laugh. Walk by most people there probably and point and laugh. So, deport her to Iran. Yeah, sure. How do I feel, or do I still feel that the YouTube Saints is the greatest podcast that Rucka Rucka Ali has ever been on? No. Because Maddox is great. I love the Saints, don't get me wrong. I missed you guys tonight because I didn't know you were doing a Wednesday thing. Even though I think I'm the one that suggested that to you the other day. But I get no love. I get no love for my ideas. Right? So there's that. No, okay. All right, Archie, thanks for coming in, man. Base Mama, hey, thanks a lot for coming on in. Yeah, I saw that you are on another stream. I was actually just watching that stream before I started mine up. You guys are talking about the good old Joy. So that's crazy. That's fun. So yeah, you guys have fun going off about Joy Sparkle. I'm sure it'll be an interesting watch later on. Because you know she's an odd duck. She's an odd duck. Yeah, Rucka. I don't know if Rucka knew who I was. I think he knew who I was like once I introduced myself. And then when I was at Comic-Con a few weeks later, he actually DM'd me on Twitter and he was like, "Hey, I'm in the area. You want to hang?" And I'm all like, "I'm busy, but thank you." So, oh, I'm Bay. That's right. God damn it. Do I have any funny / good cringe or any good cringe stories from my childhood? Yeah. I haven't heard much about Hurricane Harvey making another landfall in Louisiana. Jesus Christ. And Irma. I know the East Coast is going to get pummeled and shit. This is one of the reasons why I will never move to the East Coast. I like where I live. Thank you. Who is crazier, Joy Sparkle or Crazy Hair? Uh, I'm gonna say Joy Sparkle, man. Don't get me wrong. Crazy Hair is her. She lives up to her name, but Joy Sparkle is tenacious. Joy Sparkle is she is dedicated to the part, and she plays that shit well. So I would go as far as to say that Joy Sparkle is clearly the crazier one. Who'd win in a fist fight, Sargon or Steve Shives? Dude, Sargon, he's been pumping some iron. He would smack that hat right off of Steve Shives. So, Shy Guy says, "Thank God I live in Chicago." Yeah, you guys have the the shootings all the time, so you're probably more likely to die of a shooting incident in Chicago than bad weather outside of really shitty winters. Yes, Shives would fold up like a cheap lawn chair, pretty much. What I'm wondering though is VidCon next year, because of the hype that Sargon got, I have a feeling the anti-Sargonites are going to make an appearance. Like Woolly Bumblebee, Christy Winters, whatever the hell her name is, Steve Shives. Like, I have a feeling they're going to roll deep, because they saw that like the H-Bomber guy was there, and like, Lindsay Ellis was there, and a few other people were there. And I have a feeling they're going to feel like they got a group. They're going to roll deep. I think like Sugar Tits is coming out to VidCon next year. Bearing's coming out to VidCon next year. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, anything could change at that point in time. So there's like, it's going to be crazy. So who would I smash, Fat Pat or Sofane? Oh, dude, fucking Fat Pat in a heartbeat, man. He's got such a baby face. Just that's it. Sofane looks like he drinks a lot. I love those guys though. They're great. They're great. Can we get them in an MMA fight? It's not going to happen. What is Sargon religion now? And no, people who are anti-Sargon of Akkad call themselves Sargonites, right? They're anti-Sargonites. It's more of a joke, but there's literally a website, anti-Sargonites. I think it's like antisargonites.com is the website. I'm not even kidding you. Like, they actually did a full write-up. Christy Winters did a full write-up about Sargon's impending copyright lawsuit. And then featured my video. I mean, that was that and everything else. So, hey, what's going on, Big Dick Malone? Sounds like a cult. It is a cult. It is a cult. It's pretty much a cult. So there's that. It's all some shit. It's all some crazy shit. Let me double check everything here. Okay. Base Mama. I can tell you what stream Base Mama's in. Let me take a look here. It's in my. It's titled Based Mama, comma, the Joy Sparkles Ordeal, hashtag Be the Beard, comma, the usual garbage. Not entirely too certain about that particular title, but that is what it is called. So there you have it. All right. So there we go. That's just the way it is. So you've got some good stuff going on there. I can actually close that out. And let me just get this back up here. Okay. Do you guys know that MundaneMatt slept in the same bedroom as Base Mama once? I knew that. Yeah. I wasn't the one in bed with her, though. That would be somebody else, whose name I'm not going to say, but made the obvious show for dumping an entire bag of condoms out in the bed that next morning. That was awkward. And funny, but awkward. What exactly did Joyce Sparkles do? Oh, what didn't she do? She did so much. I mean, to be fair, she's tenacious, right? Obsessive compulsive is the word I think I would use, actually more so than tenacious. Tenacious denotes like respect for the game. She's one of those YouTubers that's blown up so fast, so quick. We're talking 8 months of everything else. And so that's the whole notion of everything. So, it just gets like she's just out there. Um, Sargon versus Joy, who would win? Clearly Joy. She'd go hamster style on him. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Like, as a person who was in that room, I can honestly tell you, as a person who was first awake that day, I can tell you that is an outright lie. You didn't wake up and she was gone. You guys woke up when I got out of the shower. I was trying to be all quiet because you guys were all sleeping. Were I supposed to stream yesterday? I did. I was not feeling well, so I didn't stream. So RTU versus Chris Christie. That'd be a fun one. Only if they were doing it like sumo wrestlers. Do I offer free hugs because your cock needs a mouth hug? No. You don't remember, Nick? Oh, I remember. Yeah, that was an awkward night. Because the air conditioning kept popping off every like 5 fucking minutes. So there'd be like noise and then there'd be no noise. And when there was no noise, if either one of you guys like moved in the bed, I would hear it. And I'm just like, damn it. Like, you know, I'm just like, this is awkward. So I didn't have my headphones with me either. So I should shave my pencil. I don't have a pencil beard. So that when that day started, yeah, it was a crazy 5 days, man. It was like nonstop go for 5 days. It wiped me the fuck out. Next year's gonna be more fun though, because we'll have a fucking Airbnb house. For the record, as I recall, we didn't fuck. I can confirm. I would have probably heard. I'm pretty sure I would have heard. I'm pretty positive I would have heard. And I was like, in the morning, I'm all like, oh, fuck me. Just, you know, that's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I'm not against it. If people are adults and shit, do what the fuck they want. It's just one of those things where it's all like, you know, like the AC kept shutting off. So fuck me, guys get loud as fuck. It just kept getting quiet. Yeah, so no, they cuddled. So there's that. So there we have it, folks. They cuddled. No, I'm just giving him a hard time. It was fine. You never said that to me, Nick. No matter how much you wanted to. I don't have a name for my daughter yet, no. I know, suddenly car noises. It's my neighbor. It's my neighbor and shit. So far that Susan Wojcicki video I did is coming together pretty well. People seem to enjoy it. So that's going to be that. I'm hoping it has an impact. I don't think it's going to. Hold on. Can we take, okay, Jack here says, can we take a moment to discuss how internet culture has become so ubiquitous that we as a society are now nostalgic for image macros and MP4s? Figured that today is pretty trippy. Well, I mean, we're not really nostalgic for image macros and MP4s. They still exist, though. I mean, if you're going to watch anything on a mobile device, it's going to run off an MP4. If you download anything from YouTube, it becomes an MP4. Image macros are still really popular for spreading online information, compiling bits together. So those have never really gone away. So it's not even really a nostalgia factor. What we're at right now in terms of nostalgia probably are like, fuck, dude. Like MP3 players, like the traditional MP3 only, you know, like I've seen a bunch of stuff recently with like, you know, look at the mention of the Zune in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Baby Driver dealt with old school 10-year-old iPods. Like that kind of nostalgia might be coming back. But as for like MP4s and image macros, like, no, those have been around, man. Those have been around. Those haven't gone anywhere. So, I mean, I'll tell you one thing I found nostalgia wise. There's a station on Sirius XM that's called Turbo, and it's all like hardcore metal or hard rock from the 90s and the 2000s. And trust me when I say this, it's not all hard rock. It's actually pretty fucking funny. I was listening to it today and I heard like they did like Thunder Kiss 65 from White Zombie, and then it was like Linkin Park, and then it was like Limp Bizkit, and then it was like Papa Roach, and then it was like Nine Inch Nails, and then I'm pretty sure I heard another fucking Linkin Park song. And I've just been listening. I'm like, yeah, that's a good song. That's a good song. That's a good song. Oh, Rage Against the Machine. I will be here for a moment. So there's that. Let's see. Sergeant Buck says, I'm sitting here pining for dial-up internet and porn pics I download 1 row pixels at a time. You, sir, need to move out of the area you live in. That's all I gotta say about that. So, I cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. I remember that song came out fucking almost 18 goddamn years ago. How weird is that? That Last Resort is almost 2 decades old. I feel fucking old. You know? Well, yeah, we do have eras of internet culture and in-jokes. We do, Jack, absolutely. Like, there are memes that go through phases that definitely have a thing with that. It's pretty funny. I did hear something about a leukemia cure with something like Novirus or Novitis or some shit. So yeah. All your base are, you know, those kind of memes, those kind of old school memes. It's so funny now when you talk to people who are a little bit older and you're describing to them what memes are. You're like, don't let your memes be dreams. Except these memes are coming back. Wasn't Antifa labeled a gang at Berkeley? I think it was, right, by the Berkeley mayor. Did he label him? So I don't give a fuck if I cut my arm. If I cut my arm bleeding, yeah, exactly. Would it be wrong? Would it be right? Something dynamite. It's been so long since I've heard that song. It's been so fucking long since I've heard that goddamn song. Yeah, Leroy Jenkins, that's over 10 years old now. The Internet is for Porn is over 10 years old. I mean, like, dude, the internet, dude, the I'm the Juggernaut bitch is 11 and a half years old. Right? Yeah. No, that's, dude, like 12 and a half years old now, like, or 12 years old, somewhere in there. The whole, like, you know, you don't know who I am. I'm the Juggernaut bitch. Everyone know me. Like, that is fucking, that was from 2005, early 2000. No, yeah, it was from 2005 because that was put in the X-Men The Last Stand. That was one of the first times I think a meme from the internet made it into a movie. Just Vinnie Jones stuck there in the ground going, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." I was like, ha ha ha, they fucking did it. So they fucking did it. That's great. How do I feel? People on YouTube saying that YouTube is an actual career. I laugh at those people, to be honest with you. I'll put it to you like this. YouTube is a business. It's a multitude of small businesses, all working for one common goal: to provide. It's a symbiotic relationship that it comes from the company to the creators, to the viewers, to the advertisers. One kind of helps influence the other or feed the other. It's a business. Absolutely goddamn a business. People out there that downplay that, they don't understand it, or they don't have the cognitive capacity to think past where they are in life. And that might sound dickish, but that's, with everyone who says that, it's like either they're not seeing it from the big picture perspective, or they simply can't see it from the big picture perspective. This is not a super easy job. It's easy in its own right, in some respects, but for the most part, it's a lot of work. It's constantly moving forward. And that's something that a lot of people out there simply do not like. They do not like that, you know. I think jealousy plays a big part of it as well, which is unfortunate because anyone could do this. You right now at home could do what I do. It wouldn't be a problem. Based Mama, Wizard of Cause, they do what I do. You know, I mean, and they're at different varying, you know, levels of their career, but if they keep working at it and play the game right, then that's the whole point, is anyone can do it. You know, and I firmly believe that, which is one of the reasons why I will adamantly defend it. Yes, give me TP for my bug hole. I am the great Cornholio. Oh yeah, I know that guy who said that Tom Cruise is an actor, but it's not a job. I muted him. I muted his ass. I was so mad at that. I'm just like, no, fuck you, dude. How much time do I spend editing? The editing is not necessarily what I spend the most time doing. The research and the commentary. You'd be amazed at how many times I will do 15-minute rants on something, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like this, so I start over again. One of the reasons why I like doing this, how I do it when I do like the stories on this and everything else, is because because there's an audience, I feel like I can't fuck up. So I have to be on point. I have to know what I'm talking about, do the research ahead of time, have some stuff I want to say kind of locked and loaded, and then go from there. And as a result, I do feel that the content is more on point. It might still be rambly, but not as rambly, because I am still, you know, there's an audience there, and the audience will react, and the audience will give me feedback as it's going on. So if I fuck up, or if I'm, you know, whatever, they'll tell me. That's the whole point. There was one here. Jonathan Essex says, when do you think Twitter will go bankrupt? I don't know, dude. I have no fucking idea, considering mostly that that Twitter is not growing. That they're not growing at all, and that's mostly due to their own incompetence. So there's definitely that. Twitter won't be dead. No, Twitter won't be dead for a while if it ever does die. It will just get sold off to a larger conglomerate. Are we as smoky in Seattle as we are in Canada? What's going on, Jen? I know there's a big fire in Southern Oregon. I haven't heard anything about another fire in Canada. I mean, if you have to do cam porn, YouTube. Oh, I won't do cam porn. No, that's not going to happen. So, my daughter's initials must spell SJW so it can be an ironic douchebag. No. Although, no, there might be a way. Because my last name starts with a J, and my girlfriend's last name starts with an S. So if we could find a way to, like, because we're probably going to hyphenate. So I could hyphenate, and then I could maybe hyphenate a W name in there. My grandmother's maiden name starts with a W. And I did want to name my daughter after my grandmother. I wonder if I could argue that. There's like 20 fires in BC right now. No shit. I don't even know. So I don't know about that. I don't know about Whitney Elizabeth Jarbo. It's Jew backwards. Oh my God. Yeah, I saw that there were petitions labeling Antifa as a terrorist organization. I did a video on it last week. So, Cytotron, no Jeeves, there wasn't a stream from yesterday. I didn't do a stream. Nah. So that's the thing. Getting any back pains from the baby? Well, I'm no more than usual. What do I need to throw a bitch a link for? For what, Base Mama? What do you want? What do you want a link for? I heard, yeah, the fires in Southern Oregon were insane. I haven't seen anything here. I live in the forest, so a lot of the trees, a lot of wind flow blows it east of here. So, wow, man, that's crazy. There's been some fires here in Washington too. Nothing too out of control, but there's been some stuff. A lot of brush fires along the freeway from assholes throwing out cigarette butts. A lot of those. Drives me crazy. I mean, but it's all dead. It's all dead grass. It didn't rain for a month. So there is that. Okay, let's double check some stuff here. I don't think I'll record any videos tonight. I think tonight we'll just chit chat for like maybe another 20 minutes or so. It's because I don't really feel like doing videos. If my daughter went into porn, would I stop her? I would hope that I would probably be able to impart a skill. I mean, but at the same time, if sucking dick is a skill, I don't know. And that's not something I want to help out with. But that sounds really horrible the way I phrased that. That's not at all what I meant. I'm more or less meaning like I'd like to support her in going to school to learn a trade. I feel that's better. Right now, you've got 2/3 of all college graduates are girls. And I'm not gonna lie, to some extent, like I'm actually more glad we're having a girl than a boy, because I feel like they'll have an easier time. Not that I'm gonna sit there and let them get away with shit. I'm not gonna agree with anything, but just in terms of how they anything else, it's horrible. It's horrible to say out loud, but I feel like it's almost easier. There's no disposability of women in our society, whereas the disposability of men is something that is not only championed and lauded. It's almost like completely just there, but you can't talk about it. So there's that. I'm not a feminist confirmed. I'm saying it's like the way that they've constructed the system is like that. I'm not going to raise her like that. I'm going to raise her questioning everything. I'd want her to get booted out of those groups. I'd want her to get booted out for calling out nonsense. You know, like everyone today is like, oh, Ivanka Trump. Oh, she was on board with them taking down that gender equality or gender wage gap thing that are from Obama. And it's like, yeah, 'cause it doesn't make any sense. The gender wage gap doesn't exist. It's been disproven. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 disproves that. The fact that how they compile their data disproves that, you know? So it's kind of like whatever and shit. People just freaking out. Wait, Base Mama, what do you want? What do you want to link to? I don't know what you want to link to. DM me on Twitter. I don't know what you're saying to me right now. Just chilling. I did watch the Netflix Death Note movie. I have a review of it on $3 Theater. Spoiler alert. While it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, I also kind of enjoyed it, and I would like to see more. I know. I'm a bastard. I have not watched The Tick. I've been watching The Last Tycoon on Amazon, which is based on an F. Scott Fitzgerald novel about Hollywood in the 1930s and dealing with studios almost closing, the culture of movie making at the time, as well as Nazis. And it's very well done. I like it quite a bit. So, what am I wrong about now? Apparently everything. Good night, Chaos Song. Thanks for coming in, man. I've not seen The Imitation Game yet. Yeah, I know. The people who are like diehards of the fucking show are just like, oh god, they ruined it. But if you really look at what they're doing, they're creating more of a morality tale. Light in the original was like a fucking sociopath. So, like, you know, I kind of like that there was like a build up to being a god. Essentially, it wasn't just like, oh hey, I'm already a dick. Give me this book that allows me to kill people, and cool beans. You know, so there's that. Okay, I just got an email from PayPal asking about donations for fucking Hurricane Harvey, which I want to donate to. I just refuse to do through Red Cross. Refuse. I can't link you to the stream. I can't link you to the stream, Base Mama, because you'd have to like message me on Discord or Skype if you want in. That's how this works, because I'm coming in. I'm not doing a Google Hangout. No, there's a live action one on Netflix. I've also seen the first live action Death Note movie, never the second half though. So, oh, YouTube had unsubbed you from any non-extreme left people. Oh, that's good, Jimmy. Glad you're here. God damn it. Okay. All right. So, well, you know how to get in here. If you want to get in, fucking, you got to message me on Discord or I guess Skype maybe. That could work better. I have no idea. So, I'm okay if you guys want to crash. That's fine. I'll bring up Skype. I'm sure Skype would be easier for you guys anyway. Okay. Oh, fuck me. I just got like a whole bunch of messages from Ian Miles Chong. Alright. Okay, so he's on Skype. I guess get Base Mama in on Skype, and we will bring him in. Since tonight we're just hanging out and I'm not doing any news stories. Why do I refuse to do the Red Cross? I don't like the Red Cross because the Red Cross... for one, there's a ton of articles that talk about the Red Cross being shitty. Really shitty with everything. Two... they also take they take a pretty, like, you know, them and Capital One take a cut from any kind of debit card or credit card transaction. So I'm it's not again. I don't like that. Like, you know, this is a situation where there's an actual fucking emergency, and you're taking a cut. You know, it's like I look at that as being disingenuous. So Sergeant Buck, I think we're gonna come in through. I think we're gonna come in through Skype. I'm not saying that, Nick. I'm not going to say that on here at all. So there's that. I can't send you nudes. Am I going to watch the Netflix series? Yes. Am I going to review it? Yeah. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with $3 Theater. I've been tempted to do to that what I'm doing here. It's just not going to be, you know, super informal and shit. It's just going to be like, there's not going to be broken up episodes. It's just going to be, I do a half-hour stream or something, or 45-minute stream every day where like I just talk about what's going on and then quip about that shit. That's about it, because I just don't see it doing much else, to be honest with you. So your favorite nonprofit is Feminist Frequency. No, he didn't ask me to say the 14 words. He asked me to say something that is funny, actually, but I'm not going to do that. Hey, what's going on, Kane? How is Lakewood? I don't know where Lakewood is. So there's that. I thought, well, okay, Base Mama and you are supposed to come on. So like, what is it? You want to come in through Skype? You can come in through Discord. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, Nick. But just to be on the safe side. Fuck. Hold on a sec. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay. Can you actually hear me, Nick? How fucked up are you right now? Let's make sure the chat can fucking hear you. Okay. Can you guys... Okay. That is... Hold on a second. For some reason... Okay, say something else. That is fucking horrible. Alright, hold on here. For some reason, it's not giving me this. Okay. Hold on. You can't hear me at all? Oh, God, fuck damn it. Oh, all right. I know what's going on here. Is it stupid fucking Skype? I think Nick is fucked up. All right. I'm trying to get everything here working. So let's be on the... God fucking damn it. Okay. Shit. Okay. Well.
I'm living 8 seconds behind you. I'm living in the past more than my own father used to.
Oh my God. Skype cannot find... hold on. I'm gonna end it with Nick. Hold on. I'm gonna fucking fix this goddamn shit. Let's see. Get your fucking thing working. Okay. Hold on, Nick. This is... Okay. What happens is every goddamn time, every fucking time I fucking stupid ass jump in to motherfucking Skype, it always resets my goddamn thing. And it's not showing me a fucking microphone. See if that works. Oh, fuck me, goddamn goat ass. Okay, hold on. I hate Skype. I hate Skype. I really hate Skype. If you guys want to know the best thing. Okay. Digital audio. Hold on. Wait. Ah, that worked. That worked. That worked. Okay. All right. 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 Okay. So I should fucking... I don't know if I have anyone coming in. There we go. Okay, that should work.
Holy shit. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't work, and I just keep, like, calling you.
I would have fucking closed it out.
Well, no. Then I would have found another way to bother you on the internet, Matt.
I would have sat there and turned everything fucking off.
Well, then you'd have your bubble, huh? Your safe space.
I would have my safe space. Yes, I
oh
would have
my
my
God,
safe space.
Bush is advertising beans on Skype now, and all I want is a fucking cheeseburger.
Wait, I'm sorry, what now?
Sorry, I'm looking at a Bush's Best Beans ad here on Skype, which is probably more ads than I'd guess most of us get, but it just really makes me want like a steak and a cheeseburger.
Well,
Well, this is what you fucking brought me on to talk about, wasn't it?
I don't even know what the fuck you want to talk. You want it on, and I was.
I don't know.
running out of
You
topics to
invited
discuss.
me on.
People were Space Mama.
Listen,
that
I've
was
got
just
a
like,
busy fucking schedule,
You know
okay,
what?
Matt?
Whatever, man. We could get. Hey, hold on. Maybe get Magog in here. What fucking schedule do you got? You're just like me. You're unemployed.
I've got a fucking brilliant schedule. I mean, listen, I wake up at the crack ass of fucking 2 p.m, and I make some coffee. I don't have a machine. I pour hot water through a thing, like a civilized human being.
Sure.
Where's Base Mama?
Arizona.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, let's come back around to the question again now.
Where's Bay? You didn't say why isn't she here? You.
Oh, you're autistic. Okay. Okay. Put the fire trucks down.
Okay. Apparently, hold on. Apparently, I have an echo, which is really odd because I'm wearing headphones, so there should not be any fucking echo.
Oh, I'm not.
No, I mean I know I get that, but there shouldn't be any.
No, they're getting an echo off of me.
Maybe I'm not hearing any echo though.
Well, I mean, oh well, if you don't hear it, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not hearing.
I mean,
an echo,
no. I mean, this is your channel, so fuck your audience. Who gives a shit? I'm fine.
Hold on,
Actually, I'm gonna try and reposition the mic real quick because I have noticed this thing is like a sensitive as fuck condenser mic. So if it's like pointed in the direction of a fart that happened 2 weeks ago, it'll pick up the sound. Sensitive as fuck and nothing else. Condenser mic. So if it's like pointed in the direction of a fart that happened 2 weeks ago, it'll pick up the sound. Sensitive as fuck and nothing else. Yeah, they're saying you sound quiet and fuck you, Nick. Yeah, boy, you understand. Pick up the sound. Who is Nick? Yeah, that's me. I'm Nick, Wizard of Claus. You can come and find me on
Yeah, there's apparently some echo somewhere. I literally don't know where though.
That's gotta be me. It's gotta be me. I'm gonna put real headphones on.
Okay.
And then get Base Mama in here. Come on.
Well, she just jumped on Skype.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
And I also hit up Magog since he's in the chat.
Magog?
Magog.
Oh man, I love a stage magician.
Sure.
I mean, I'd always prefer a real wizard, but hey, what can you do on short notice, right?
Apparently it's all you, Nick. You're the echo.
Problem. Oh yeah.
I'm
Hey,
here.
what's up, Miss Mama?
This is so great to have all three of us together again.
I know the last time the three of us were alone together, we were in a hotel room. It was odd. It was very odd.
It was odd for you.
It was totally odd for me. I was like the fucking odd man out in that entire night.
I
like,
know.
Hey, guys, go to bed. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Okay. Then the air conditioner goes off, and I'm like, fuck.
I just need to ask because I actually have slept next to some other women lately. Did I try and fuck you? Not you, Matt.
No.
I know I tried and fuck Matt, but okay, I didn't try and fuck. Okay, good. Good. I do have some level of intoxication where I forget to do the things that I'm supposed to do.
Nick, you were drunk the entire damn week. So
no, listen, there were plenty of times in which I woke up and I wasn't immediately drunk.
Well, okay, I will allow me to clarify my statement then. During the daylight hours, outside of when you were literally at the Cave, which was the name of the bar we were next to.
That was only twice.
The best bar though.
It was a pretty nice bar. It was just straight up like strip mall bar. They're not trying to fuck around. They're like, yeah, this is a place you want alcohol. Here, place to sit down. Here's some alcohol. We're going to leave you alone now. And it's dark and cool.
And the beer was actually surprisingly inexpensive. So I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, because everything around VidCon was like 5 times the price it is anywhere else. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Who brought the fucking Uber driver into the bar?
Yeah.
Was that Crazy Hair who did that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because she comes in like, I red pilled this motherfucker. Everyone's like, who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you?
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing too is like, maybe he's got some kind of great program he could just put in his GPS and be like, oh yeah, she decided to go to another place. We're gonna run this up on our credit card. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. That was a weird thing. So at least next year we'll have a place, a better place.
Yeah, then IHOP.
Then the IHOP though, the IHOP was epic. The IHOP was totally epic.
IHOP was
no. The
wonderful,
IHOP was
but
the
retarded.
IHOP was yeah. Well, it's a 2-story IHOP, and we took over the entire second floor.
I know, and it was really. I felt really, really bad because like the only person I'm aware, like, what was it? It was Dave Cullen ordered food he didn't eat, and then Andy Worski ordered food he didn't eat, and then the rest of it was pretty much just orange juice and coffee.
I am pretty sure people did not pay for their meal there. I'm pretty positive that people there did not pay for a meal.
Listen, all right. If you pay for a meal at IHOP, then clearly you don't have any legs. Okay.
Well, no, because if you remember at the end there, everyone's like, "All right, like, what'd you order?" And the people had just left. Like, well, then who's gonna?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking destroy.
No, it was basically like the name of the game. Then there was Stiff Dieter with the bill.
Well, yeah. Clearly, he can pay for that with suction dildos.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got that 3D printer money, dude.
I know that was so.
It's basically like having Notch on site.
That was we were in a lift coming back from was it the fucking Cheesecake Factory, right? Going over there to meet the fucking honey badgers.
Oh yeah.
And then it was you, me, Dieter, and was it Vern?
Did he come along?
I think there's a fourth person in the car. The fourth person, like you and Dieter were going back and forth over suction dildos, and the driver.
Oh yeah, no, it's because I insisted that he needed to make them.
Well, yeah, and it was a funny conversation.
Yeah.
The chat is like losing their mind over a 2-story IHOP. Yes, the IHOP in Anaheim is 2 stories.
Yeah, it is. It's totally.
Yeah, but I can tell you this much too: the everything tastes exactly the same, and you are charged $5 for a cup of coffee.
No, that sounds like Anaheim.
Yeah.
I would rather buy cocaine.
I couldn't find anyone. No one would sell me cocaine.
No, cocaine's not really big in Los Angeles anymore, man. It's weed's going legal. Everyone just wants to get high.
Yeah, but I'm old school.
You get cocaine in the country you're from, the land you're from.
Well, I'll say honestly, McGock, you need to show up next year because this was one of the cooler things when we went to that fucking blowout lame failure party Blair had.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
Yeah,
I wasn't there. Thank you.
Oh, good for you.
It's the one time I've been so glad to not be where everybody was.
No, I mean,
you guys already left that day. You guys had already started heading home, haven't you? Or weren't you at that point?
No.
No, I was out. I fucking dipped because I was extremely hungover, if you will recall.
Yeah.
And to go get greasy tacos and hung out with Rucka and Maddox and them.
Yeah,
Rucka and Maddox eventually showed up that night.
Yeah, she was hanging out with them before that.
Yeah. I more or less, it's just like that party sucked.
Well, the party sucked, but I'll say this much: it was pretty cool. For one thing, that taco truck was amazing. I am so happy I got to have downtown LA taco truck tacos because it's like, oh yeah, here's $6. Here's a Mexican Coke and 3 amazing tacos that are loaded up with terrible meat product we heated up here. Exactly what I wanted. But the other side to it, though, was that was kind of the only upside. No, went out to smoke a cigarette. Ended up hanging with Memory and Sophane.
Yeah.
No, Fat Pat. Yeah, whoever. Yeah. No, was it Pat or Fane? Yeah, it was Fane because he was worried where the fuck Pat was. But yeah, I was hanging outside by the little smoking lounge, this fiery water table LA thing, like, ha ha ha, we combined elements to make the feng shui get all up in your butthole. But there I am, and I smell this weed, and I turn over, just look over to my left, and there's just this line of urbanite hipster cunts smoking this big, enormous fat joint of what is clearly very good weed, and they just look back and forth, and they're like, I'm done. Hey, man, you want this? Yeah. Please, thank you. Just this half a joint handed to me. And security comes up like, I have to ask if you're going to be smoking anything and just keep it in this smoking area, please.
Which is not unlike California for smoking, but when it's
The
like,
fuck?
hey, you smoke some weed. Come on, just make sure you're in this particular designated smoking area for your pot.
Yeah, right. It's like just keep the weed in this area, please. Otherwise, I'll have to.
10 years ago, the DA would have raided your ass.
I can't wait to come to VidCon next year so that I can walk around and make fun of retards.
Well, there was actually a super chat for you, Magog, on my stream.
You're not getting any of the money, but
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
Of course not. Of course not. It's my fucking stream, motherfucker.
I would not dare. I would not dare to ask.
right.
I
You're
just
right.
take your soul.
It's already gone.
Yeah, man.
I voted Obama twice. Anyway, Magog. Okay, it says here Magog can't make something stronger than Coke with all of his magic.
Yes, of course I can, but I need the cocaine to start with.
What he's really referring to, though, folks, is it's Rohypnol. He's really good at making Rohypnol, and I'm pretty sure Nick is going to be buying some off him. So then, when Base Mama does crash with us again,
Naturally.
it gets way more
Actually,
interesting.
Failures talking about getting a house, like a big ass house, like 6 rooms.
Yeah, we're talking about
yeah, right now,
Airbnb.
Base Mama's hearing you talk about me slipping her drugs, and she's like, "Well, wait a second, hang on. Can we plan this so there's some like handcuffs hanging from the ceiling or some shit?"
Yeah, but here's my thing. We're not even
when-
welcome on YouTube anymore, so what makes you think we'll be welcome at VidCon?
Honestly,
Oh, we
Magog,
were
hang on,
welcome
Matt.
first
Sorry, I
time.
got to take this question because Magog, you should know just as well as I do. The only thing more fun than being in a place that you're not openly welcome at is being somewhere that you're not welcome at.
Well, that's true. So at
Yeah,
least
that's
promise
okay.
me we can
Yeah.
end up at a strip club or something one night.
Oh, honestly, no. If Jeff
Oh,
shows up,
if
you
Jeff,
will end
Jeff
up
in
at a
strip clubs.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal. If we're gonna go, if we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right. None of this Anaheim strip club shit. All right. I'm talking like Spearmint Rhino in Los Angeles. I went there and they had actual porn stars performing on stage and giving you lap dances. If you're looking for a top tier experience, don't fuck with Anaheim. Just go to LA for the strip clubs, and that's really about it. Unless you want to hang out in LA and like go by Universal, Studios or some shit.
Will they let me in the door in my full getup, armor and everything, I wonder? I think that would make for a great video. I think that would make for a great content
No,
video.
they'd say
It'd be
no
pretty-
at first, then you'd show them money, and they'd be like, "Oh, of course, your Majesty, Majesty, right? Majesty, come on in, bring your money in."
I'm pretty sure though, if you weren't wearing shorts and flip flops, they would probably be okay, because it's one of those places that has like a strict dress code. It's like you can't wear shorts, you can't wear flip flops, but I'm wearing really thin khakis. Is that all right?
That's not my kind of joint. I need a strip club that's in a fucking trailer. Girls got C-sections, scars,
It's not actually a strip club as much as it is an irresponsible teen mother in her 40s working her girls to death.
You know what they call a C-section scar, right?
What? Go ahead.
Second vagina.
Oh,
Oh,
we just
Matt,
lost half your audience.
I don't know if that's the kind of joke you want to be making in your position right now.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. Congratulations. You just doomed yourself to preemie hell.
Probably. It's okay though. It'll happen before Star Wars. I'm okay.
Wow.
Okay. So
Wow.
the daughter.
I'm suddenly feeling a little
daughter
more
is-
feminist than I
is-
was
is
before.
set to come. She said to be delivered on the 15th of December, right? So we're talking like the day Star Wars Episode 8 opens. And so it's kind of a running gag in my family, more or less like people like, "Oh, are you going to sneak away to go see the movie?" I'm like, "Well, she's in labor for like 30 hours."
No,
She'll be knocked out for 2. I'm good.
No, you know what you do is you just convince Mr. Repzion to show up in your place. I don't really like Star Wars, but he really does, and I figured I'd show up and just be here for this birth. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now.
Well,
I'm going to
see-
get also, I hope you don't mind, this is kind of family-friendly content. Can you hold the camera so we don't see your vagina? There we go. Thanks. Matt should be here as soon as the movie's over. So try and like extend the labor as long as you can. There you go. It's like, yeah, there you go.
Neighbor, you got time. You can watch like 4 movies before
Exactly,
anything
exactly.
happens.
Oh yeah.
Clearly
No, so
gonna be
he'll leave it-
okay.
Yeah. The important thing is that you're there at the beginning and the end of the thing.
Yeah,
In
pretty
the
much.
meantime, just just find a local friend. Be like, well, I used to drive Uber and I knew this guy who also drove Uber. Honey, I gotta go see the Star Wars film. He's gonna drive me to and from there, but he's gonna be with you the whole time.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
if you are working for Uber, can I call you to be my Uber driver to bury the dead hooker that I will inevitably have in my hotel room?
Well, I'm not going to be driving Uber in California, so I'm not licensed for that area.
Okay, Nick, I'll need your help burying a dead hooker that will inevitably be in my hotel room.
Okay. Here's the thing. We need to find a car with a Nevada plate.
That's
We
probably
start
not
there.
hard. I'm sure
No,
we'll
yeah,
find some
we
over
start-
there.
Yeah, we find a car with preferably a minivan because they won't know what to do for at least an hour. Yeah, we find a minivan with a Nevada plate. We load the hooker in there. We stuff Matt into the back seat and convince him that it's just like a funny, photo op thing. Like, oh no, don't worry, that's totally vernaculous. He's wrapped in trash bags. Don't worry about it. It's a funny photo. There we go.
Okay,
There
first
we
and
go.
foremost, I would know you're lying because vernaculus does not have a sense of humor.
Yes.
Listen, vernaculus not having a sense of humor has nothing to do with me stuffing him in a trash bag, okay?
It has everything to do with you stuffing him in a trash bag. If you're trying to sell it off to me as a joke, oh, he's totally in on it. No, he's not in on it at all. I don't think I saw Vern smile one time at VidCon.
Oh, I saw him smile when we were in Boston. I was watching them Nazis get punched. I don't know, man. I think that boy's on the other side.
Maybe.
That'd be good, but okay. Since I'm on the MundaneMatt Show for the first time ever, I'm going to say the line, and then I'm going to stop doing the fucking voice. Okay? I'm going to do the line. I'm going to do the line, and I'm going to stop doing the voice. Okay? Ready? Ready? That is a Matt. See what I did there? I did my line. I did my thing.
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Now drop the voice because it's clearly killing your throat. Fucking.
I'm
I don't know how you do that shit on your show, man. Like, on the live stream.
You can do it for hours if you hate yourself enough.
Yeah, no, side quest goes almost 2 hours, and by the end of it, I'm like fucking throat lozengers and fucking
Yeah, you're like vamp talk for a while I go and like suck on this lemon.
right.
Like I need a spoonfuls of honey. Yeah,
I'm gonna turn my camera off now and turn it over to my co-host, Cartoon McGee. Hi guys, how's it going?
No, like the things I do to entertain my audience, and the Poe voice would be easier to do. I wish I could have just stuck with the Dead Raven gimmick, just come on streams and be like, "You're all stupid. I fucking hate your brain."
Yeah, but Magog, I mean, you're familiar with that guy with the glasses, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so you know full well, like, you can just switch up your content or stop doing it altogether whenever you want, and no one will blame you.
Right.
I think at this point, when it comes to YouTube, no one will blame you anyway.
Well, YouTube. Let me ask you guys: have your subscription feeds sucked lately?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've had some good days and some bad days.
Well, no. I mean, I just mean more like when you're looking for something to watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I go to look for something to watch, I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay, so there's like 4 live streams, and they're unplanned. They're just like shit shooting live streams. And, that's fun, but okay. And no one except apparently Sargon's made a video, and I don't want to watch Sargon's video because honestly, I've known the guy long enough that there's like if I look at the title, I know what he's gonna say. I'll watch it anyway.
That's
Right.
actually, I will say, that's
Unsubscribe
actually one of the
from
biggest
everything.
problems that I have with people that I watch a lot of. It's like, you know what you're going to say, especially like the anti-SJW channels, because it's a lot of the same content.
Yeah.
I mean, and that, like, the thing is, though, is like the
back.
audience likes that stuff. The audience really enjoys that kind of content, and I've talked to some of those people that have tried branching away from that, and they're like, the audience hates it.
I love watching the link You know, like I'm on the channel right now, and you look like one of those bad Japanese movies.
Thank you.
Because like it doesn't like line up yet, you know.
It's like 15 seconds or whatever off. It's all like, oh my god, Barry's driving. How can that be?
Oh dude, it's Godzilla. What should we do? You know?
Oh no, it Godzilla. Oh Godzilla. Oh no, he come. Oh no, he come a lot. Oh my god, that volcano pregnant. Yeah, that's fucking horribly racist, and I do apologize, kind of.
We're getting this one shut down tonight, bud. No, I agree with you. Like, I was happy to see Nick's new episode tonight. I watched it. Very good stuff. But for the most part, I'm not seeing a lot of stuff uploaded, except for live streams. There's plenty of live streams every day.
Yeah, people live stream all the time. I mean, and that's the thing, though. It's like there's more money in live streaming than there is through that. I mean, like the way I do, the way I do this show normally. Like I'm just still coming over this flu, so I'm like, I'm just not gonna fucking do the show normally tonight. Is I just like, it gets my work done for the next day. It's like, and then I'm like, if I make some super chat money or whatever in the meantime, like that's fucking cool. Like it's just on top.
Yeah, here's a question, and I've pondered this, and maybe Nick, if he's still there, not drunk and passed out. Somebody draw a dick on his face. What's stopping us from like streaming our content instead of uploading it?
You mean like just running constant streams?
No, just like run a stream with the video you're going to do. Like the way you do things, Matt, it wouldn't work for you because you're already live when you record your episodes. But for people like me and Nick and Base Mama, if we record something and edit it and all this and that, why instead of uploading it directly, stream it first, let people have a chance to donate, kind of like the tip jar on VidMe. And then once it goes off air, it gets uploaded anyway. And I've noticed live streams don't get flagged as much as regular uploaded content. Call me crazy. I'm just saying.
Oh, we talking about demonetization and shit?
He missed my whole thing, didn't he? He went off to get the fucking burrito, didn't he? I can hear him eating. He went off to get a
corn.
fucking burrito.
I got a whole ear of corn. I cooked it.
Okay.
Just the one.
Yeah. I told you I was going. No, I got like 3 more in the fridge. But
sometimes you just want a burrito.
Well, no, I just want to express this. Here's a weird thing amidst all of the fucking weird demonetization shit and censorship, right? My video, I did one video in which I did nothing but talk shit about YouTube, and that was called Not YouTube. Then I did another video after shit got heavier, and I titled it Elsa and Jake Paul Unbox a Fidget Spinner.
Right.
And I did nothing but talk shit about YouTube, right? Those 2 videos. And then I did another one called Short Bus Politics, where I bashed Antifa and the alt-right. Each of these videos has gone through this monetization process. Like, I monetize it. It gets yellow coined, right? Gets yellow coined. I appeal. It comes back. Half the time it says it's not eligible for monetization, period. Like, okay. The other half the time it comes back and says, this is monetizable. The ones that come back saying, this is good, goes green coin, goes to yellow coin with an email 2 days later, then goes back to green coin. And then the same opposite. It's weird because all of those videos are monetized right now. And I use the word fucking cunt a whole load in there. And in at least half of them, I call YouTube and Google censorious pieces of shit. I'm starting to wonder if the third party that they've contracted to do the reviews isn't getting shrimp pilled, my dudes.
I don't know. Maybe. But you missed my whole idea. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it. And maybe it's something to think about because it dawned on me. So you eat your fucking ear of corn, okay? And you listen up. We people that do
the
videos
natives called it maize.
Yes, I know. Thank you for that. That was fucking amazing. I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know if that is correct information. This is the quality content you get on the MundaneMatt Show, everybody.
Be sure to come by. That's very true. That's entirely true. It's shit. It's just nonstop shit. But I appreciate all you fuckers being here.
Right? But my idea was when we record videos and we edit them and everything, instead of uploading them directly, why not live stream them? Just the episode. Let it play. Let an audience give them a chance to like donate a little something like a tip jar. And then once once the episode's over, you just hit stop stream and it uploads anyway. And I've noticed that live streams don't get flagged as often as uploaded content. So why not stream your content first as kind of like the premiere? You know, it's like watching a show when it's supposed to come on, and then you can catch the reruns later because it gets uploaded.
What are you doing, Matt?
Drawing a dick on your face because someone asked me to.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fucking horrible dick.
Well, no, Mundane. Here's the thing, though. Like, well, Magog. Here's the weird thing. So my fucking my what the fuck kind of if I've ever seen a desperate need for circumcision.
Yeah, that is a big mush. Is that Mario's cock? It looks like a fucking mushroom.
Someone was like, draw a dick on his face, so they thought that you went and passed out.
No, that's an old running joke between me and Nick because the first episode of Song and Cringe and Ire, there was this joke where I was supposed to do battle. Magog was supposed to do battle with the Great Wizard of Cause, but he passed out drunk and Magog just drew a dick on his face. It's in the Cringe and Ire episode that I did. That whole parody on Game of Thrones, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was a good video.
No, I'm not really worried because I know HBO is just going to do it entirely differently.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just going to be end up like a dick on Nisian's face because everyone wanted that because fan service is totally in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking this last season?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched any of it yet, so no spoilers. Goddamn it!
I don't think it was as that as everyone else.
It
thought.
was no. Here's the thing. It was fan service. It was well done fan service.
See there, Matt. You got money for drawing a dick. You should do artwork on your streams from now on. Look at that.
A few weeks ago, I did a story about a guy who this is I don't know why I'm laughing. It's a horrible story. He ended up stabbing this trans woman like 127 times. They had been talking online for like 2 years or some shit. They met up at a hotel room. They casually or had some form of sex, and then he found out she had a dick, like apparently afterward. And then he stabbed her to death. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he did it like this. And be like, wait, how would he fuck her and not know he had a dick? And so then I had to pull out MS Paint. And I had to, like, draw the diagram of, like, them having sex to where, like, balls didn't touch. You know, like, live on stream. Just like, MS Paint. There's how they fuck. So, but thank you very much for the super chat.
I imagine that's probably still monetized.
Yeah.
I actually don't. All of my streams get hit, and I generally don't fight it.
What? Fighting it takes one button push.
Yeah, but you know do you actually think fighting it works? Like,
well,
Omega.
I mean, it depends on the subject matter. So it's like the video I posted yesterday about the pregnant woman being the victim of womb raiders. That's not suitable for advertisers. I just got that notification.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But yeah,
the other ones are probably not going to be hit either.
If they're going to say it's manual review, and they're going to do this to you, you might as well make them work for their money. It's like, you're going to have to watch this video, nigga.
Well, I think they also do. I think they just skip through too. I think they just look.
So they watch videos the way Christy Winters watches bearing videos.
No, the way Christy Winter watches bearing videos is alone in a tub with a glass of wine.
Yeah, it's like romance for her. What about you, Base Mama? Have you gotten hit yet, Mama?
Yeah, but I always make them review it, and then they always monetize me back again. Here's what I do, though. Like, when they hit me with the yellow thing, I just re-upload the same video with a different title, and they never touch it.
Ha!
I have to try that. Although for me, if I upload the same video with a different title, it catches that it's the same video.
You're like the raptor from Jurassic Park. Clever girl. Raptor Mama.
Oh, that's a good.
That's gonna be a thing now.
That's gonna be your next Twitter name, hon.
Yeah, that's gonna be a meme. Raptor Mama. Might as well change it now. Clever girl.
Yeah.
Tell me Muldoon wasn't the best fucking character in that whole fucking film.
God, he was. I was so depressed when he died. I was like, no, not that guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
It would be like if they killed Daryl off of The Walking Dead. Like, I swear to God, when that dude came around.
They will not kill Daryl off The Walking Dead.
He's the only one who knows what the fuck to do. Like, even all after, 7 seasons, he's still the only one that knows how to fucking do shit.
Well, the thing with Daryl is, like, you know, they've they know they have a fan character there who's not in the comics. So I think they're going to add him into the comics now, or they've already added him into the comics. I mean, eventually he'll die, but I think he'll be like one of the last ones to die, or whenever he's like, I'm done on the show.
I want to see Carl get torn and eaten to death by the living.
I think that might be in the works.
That'd be great. Everyone's just like,
one
sick
likes
of your
Carl.
shit, kid. Coral, you need some pepper. There we go.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Whatever, you know, however bad The Walking Dead can get at times, I love going to their Comic-Con panel. Because their Comic-Con panel is just an hour of them generally on stage shit-talking each other. But you can tell that they're pretty close as friends.
Well, I'm looking forward to Carl dying in the show simply so that he can become the 5th Spider-Man. Or the 4th. I don't know. I can't even keep track anymore. But you know what'll happen.
Probably.
Yeah. They'll force him to emigrate to England so they can hire him as an English actor, and there's your new Spider-Man.
I actually fell out of Walking Dead. I didn't even see the season where like Negan kills fucking what's his name or whatever. I only know that happens because of the memes.
Yeah. Well, I've seen up to the season before then, like the first time they faked out Glenn's death or whatever, and it's just like, I was like, oh, okay, he's still alive, you know, like whatever. And then I keep meaning to go and watch it. Like, I haven't seen one episode of Fear the Walking Dead.
I watched half of one and I'm like, oh.
No, their Comic-Con panel though is the worst. It's an hour and it's like you could tell that there's animosity there or they just don't like each other. And I mean, it's always before The Walking Dead, so it's just shit. When I was at Comic-Con this year,
the Walking Dead cast is like, they canceled the show tomorrow. I'd still hang out.
Yeah, pretty much. Whereas if you're The Walking Dead, you're just like, they would leave in a heartbeat.
I mean, what was it? I'm forgetting the actors' names, but the guys who played Daryl and the guy who played Kim Il-sung there. I can't even think of any of their names. Daryl's one I know. But what's the Asian guy, for fuck's sake? Come on. Glenn, that's it. Yeah, well, the two of them apparently like riding is a fucking shared passion, so they just go out for Harley rides.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think it was I forget which channel. Maybe it was AMC gave Norman Reedus his own show.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, clearly they've done a lot of that, and they've really, you know, like, they take care of it, and because it's the most popular show on AMC.
Yeah, I know, but that's just, I mean, imagine that. Like, all right, so what's your job? Well, I play this badass on a fucking zombie apocalypse show, and then I get this other show where I just ride around on motorcycles with my buddy.
The first episode of Preacher pissed off the Christians.
Oh yeah, and then also the most recent episode of The Preacher pissed off the Christians.
Right.
So like, what do you mean Jesus is having sex?
I don't think that the Christians in question know about what Preacher is.
Well, no, I read the comic book. It's fucking dark shit, man.
Yeah. I said in my video about that, I said I like to piss off Christians. I actually got an email yesterday from a guy asking me why. And I'm just like, you know, he was religious, dude. It's very nice, well thought out email. I still need to respond. And I'm just like, you know.
Because in this day and age, the fact that it's still easy says everything.
Well,
it's super easy.
I don't care. I've got a lot of Christian friends, and I live in the South, and members of my family are Christian. But I'm not saying Christian as in a general term. I'm talking about these like fucking
mega churches.
Yeah, mega churches and shit.
That's what I hate the most.
Always complaining about shit and always fucking like, we gotta shut this down and we gotta do it. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Well, it's like, you know, they get up there and you're watching a televangelist, you know, and they're all right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hand to the screen. Tell me you have the herpes. Tell me you have the herpes. I clear you your herpes. You know, I mean, they just do all this shit.
How do you televise the healing? I don't get, like...
You televise the healing because it's meant to be like the power of Christ compels you sort of thing. You know, like God is coming through me because I'm the vessel, I'm the prophet. And then he's going to you, and whatever ails you is going to make you better. You know, and then you get the people though, like that were they did the cold readings or whatever, or they would get the information from people beforehand, and then they would like call out their ailments or whatever.
I remember that guy got totally busted.
Yeah.
Have you got the gunshot to the head, boy? Have you got the gunshot to the head? Your boy says you've been shot in the head. He says you ain't breathing, boy. I command you. Jesus commands you to come back from the dead. What's he doing? Our nigga's still dead.
Yeah, I'm
well,
not
Jesus has better things to do today.
I'm not too worried about the end times, because if Jesus came back, we'd just kill him again, probably.
Yeah.
Like nobody's that nice.
I'm only gonna nail you to one piece of wood this time, motherfucker.
Antifa would just hit him with a bike log until he died.
They would, because he would say, "He that doth not work shall not eat," and they would just fucking mob him and kill him.
Yeah, he'd go out to one of these protests and try to turn the other cheek, and they.
Honestly, if Jesus came back and shit got silly, I would try and eat Jesus.
Of course.
I just absorb his strength, you know?
Absorb his power.
If Jesus came back and could like walk on water and turn water into wine and everything else, I'm pretty certain he'd look around and go, "Man, this earth sucks."
You'll love this. Tion Ranger says, "Wizard of Cause, please make me a character for side quest."
Ty Ranger here says, "Jesus, the original zombie." That's actually not true. That would be Lazarus.
Yes.
Oh.
In the Bible, Lazarus was the one Jesus brought back to life. Here's my question, though. Why did Jesus only bring himself back the last time?
Because fuck you, that's why.
He ascends, he comes out from behind the rock.
You know who his dad is, Matt?
Hey, I know who
his dad owns a series of dealerships. Okay.
Hey, let me tell you. Let me acknowledge you a little bit. The man deserved a second life, because when he died on the cross, he went to hell, and that had to be a shit fucking job to do. Okay, the 3 days that he was dead, he actually went to hell, according to Catholic legend. It's called the harrowing, because he washed us all of our sins.
Why did he go to hell?
Because he washed us all of the sins.
Fucking he did before he got nailed up on that fucking.
No, here's my question. He went to hell to liberate all the souls before he freed.
But let me ask you this question then. If
Jarbo.
Wait, what is it? Barack Jarbo. You damn straight you do, Talon. He says he wants to make love to me. Damn straight.
You're all welcome on SideQuest if you put costumes on. You're all welcome.
What is it? Okay, look at the world population. Right? Have you ever? I've thought about this too. People always go back 2,000 years, Bible, all that shit, and they go like, "Oh, but the Bible says this." But the Bible, how did it equate for the 7 billion people on this planet right now? It's just back then. It's just I don't know. It's just
you were supposed to die.
Yeah,
if everyone wasn't as big. And it wasn't purgatory. Purgatory was an invention of the Catholic Church. The harrowing of hell was when, after Jesus was crucified, he went down and freed all the souls that sinned before his coming. Because they didn't think it was fair that he washed us all of our sins and died on the cross for us, but all the people in hell that came before, have to stay in hell. That's not fair. So the harrowing of hell was Jesus died, and he went down to hell and freed all the souls, pissed Satan off, and then he came back to life.
That almost addresses that old Hitchens point about for millennia, mankind raped and murdered and warred against and genocided itself, and the heavens looked on with impunity. And then at a certain point, it just said, no, I don't like this. Let's send a prophet down to the most illiterate, backwards part of the world we can find, and we'll set them right this way. And everyone out before then, to hell with them. And if they went to hell, that only means that the heavens was like, well, I suppose they can spend several generations, maybe several hundred generations, in hell before I finally decide to sacrifice my own child in order to make it clear, like, hey, settle down now.
He did leave some people behind. He didn't free any of the angels or anything. And this is all Catholic lore. It's not my religion. I'm a fucking atheist, but I study this stuff because I'm interested in it. It's actually fascinating. Read Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy sometime, and read Paradise Lost. If you don't read Paradise Paradise Lost, which is the definitive fucking novel about Satan and why he's evil. You just read Milton's Paradise Lost. You'll get it. It's fucking amazing. And of course, it has that famous line from The Crow in it. Abashed the devil stood and saw how awful goodness was.
Nice.
There we go.
This really goes to show you how many of those old stories translated into pop culture.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, have you seen Taylor Swift's latest music video?
I listened to it. I didn't actually watch it.
Oh, well, then, I mean, that's why you still need to read.
Could you imagine that though? Dante Alighieri writing about hell, and he created the 9 levels of hell, the Malabulge, all the different punishments for the different sinners, simonists and lawyers and everything. I mean, he covered it all, right? But if you were to like go back in time and grab his ass and do a Bill and Ted's fucking Excellent Adventure and pull him forward into 2017, he would rewrite that fucking book. It wouldn't be the Malabulges like the lawyers are covered in shit up to their eyeballs. No, it'd be like the lawyers have to watch fucking Miley Cyrus music videos for all eternity. Like that's what it would be. That's what it would be. It would confuse the fuck out of Italians.
Could you imagine that? Like Nicholas Groff, you are sentenced to hell for all of your sinful ways. Your punishment shall be an eternity of Miley Cyrus wrecking ball.
I was actually just thinking the devil just being. Do you know about Gangnam Style?
You're right.
I would probably be able to rock that for eternity.
I was behind that.
No. If he was behind that, he'd be behind Despacito or some shit. The fact that that's actually knocked Gangnam Style off the most viewed video in 3 weeks. At this point, he's
probably like, yes, nearly every top 20 Billboard hit for the last 30 years, except Alanis Morissette. I don't know how that happened. But the others... all of them were my devising. It's my special little theme park to punish you with.
Yeah, so do you think Satan's to blame for the Kardashians?
The Kardashians.
Listen, I don't want to lump that kind of evil onto one character.
So it's a collection of evil.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's sort of like in the Game of Thrones, like if the Night King there had fucked a whole lot of like Ironborn wenches, and there was just like 30 Night Dukes.
Let me simplify the metaphor, okay? The Kardashians are legion, okay?
You want to know one of my worst celebrity experiences in LA?
Real quick, even more direct, and this might be it might be dating myself, but have you ever seen Alien Resurrection?
I heard it was such shit. I haven't given it a shot yet.
Well, basically, they all came out of that white goony fucking alien at the end that came out of Ripley. That's pretty much it.
Okay, whatever.
No, it's not like a.
You have never seen Alien.
Yeah, Alien Resurrection is not like the worst thing on the planet.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, you've never seen Alien?
No, I've seen Alien.
No, I'm asking Base Mama.
You've never seen Alien? What?
No. I was more like Team Predator. Sorry.
No, but those were like Predator was like 1988, Alien was 1979. So I mean, it wasn't like one or the other so close together at the same theater. You're like, fuck, which one do I choose? You had a literal decade.
I wasn't even conceived at the time. You can't hold it against me.
Yes, I can. I can and I will. There was libraries, woman. You could go to the library and rent the movies. I went to the library. I rented Halloween and Alien in the same night. I was like 9 years old.
I saw Spaceballs. That's close enough.
That's not close enough.
Well, I'm not going to sit there and argue that it's. I mean, like, Spaceballs is its own special brand of awesome.
Did you guys catch the Millennium Falcon in Spaceballs?
No.
Yeah, at the very end scene, the scene she's talking about when the alien pops out of the guy's chest, and it's the same actor too. Oh no, not again.
You're talking it was John Hurt.
Yeah.
Like, no, not again.
Before it shows the inside diner scene, it shows what the truck stop floating in space looks like, and the Millennium Falcon's parked in the parking lot.
Nice.
Well, I'm actually going to pop off and probably head to bed. So, Magog, it's always a pleasure. Mama, yes. I can't wait to fall in bed with you again and never speak of it to anyone again.
Have another cuddle party.
Yeah, exactly. Matt,
It will be
same
a
goes
fun
for
time.
you, honey.
Of course, man. We'll cuddle again, baby.
Good night, guys.
I don't know if I want to go to VidCon now.
No, it's not as no balls are gonna touch. Okay, we've already made that abundantly clear.
Okay, there's rules.
You just gotta
It's
bring.
just ouch.
You bring
just
a lot
the
of.
tip.
You bring a lot of KY for the nights. You bring a lot of baby powder for the mornings.
Oh yeah. All right, Nick. Have a good night, man. Yeah,
I really wonder how many people we are going to get in that house at VidCon. Like, Failure is going to pick like a house that fits like 15. Like, all right.
Yeah. He said it was like, if it ends up only being like 400 per person because he can fill up the whole house, he'd get like a mini mansion.
Well,
That's
I paid. I think between Nick and I, it was like $430 per person for the hotel. And our hotel sucked ass. Like the hotel Base Mama was at. I like that hotel. Like that was a lot nicer. I found toenail clippings from the previous guest in my room.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Like,
times.
and our tub had a leak in it. That or like somehow Nick flooded the floor. I have no idea, but like the tub had something on there. It was just, I was like, why am I spending nearly $1,000 for this really shitty ass apartment? So I was at Bunty's the entire time.
Yeah, right. Like, I would have thought of that if I had gone anyway, because I was like, I've always hated staying in hotels. I'd rather rent a fucking house or something,
Well, I mean, like directly across the street was the Hilton, and that's a nice hotel. Like Sargon stayed at the Hilton,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Fuck you motherfucker. You got fucking money. Eat a dick. Fucking, whatever, man. I bought a house. Eat me and shit. So it's like that, but it's next year, we'll do it like that. The thing with VidCon that you have to remember is that it's essentially where you go to hang out with just your friends. It's just like it's a nice kind of retreat for YouTubers.
Yeah, but I honestly have no interest in going to the actual event now.
I would say, and this is what I probably plan on doing. I would probably spend the money and get the industry badge, and then go to all the panels for the industry stuff, and like learn about, and then just learn about that. Like that's the thing. Like right now, and this is where I'm kind of like really debating if I want to spend the money. There's a conference. It's a 3-day conference in LA, early October, and it teaches you all about YouTube, the ins and outs of what's going on. Like MundaneMatt's going to be there. A few other bigger people are going to be there, and it's like total trip will cost me about $1,500. Like flight, hotel, and entry in, not including, and I think maybe food and stuff too. The cool thing is it's at the LAX, so it's at a hotel at LAX. I can just fly into LAX, shuttle it over, and I'm there for 3 days. But it's like right now where I'm currently at is trying to understand how the algorithms work, how the program works, in order to then build it up. So because I'm working on a YouTube, like how to do YouTube book. And this whole Adpocalypse thing has kind of killed it for me. Because everyone, like, before there was interest, now people are like, why, what the fuck? Just, like, fucking go to VidMe. I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
yeah, I would recommend backing up to VidMe.
Backing up, maybe, but it's like I post so much content, I just fucking forget about VidMe.
Yeah, I've actually really been impressed with the growth on VidMe that I've had over the past couple weeks since I announced that I had a VidMe, because I think a lot of people are pissed at this YouTube thing, and there are a lot of people willing to go and support on VidMe. And I had like VidMe for 2 months and nobody subscribed to me or followed me. I had like 38 followers over there. So I was just using it to like back up my videos. But then all of a sudden this YouTube shit happened and that first announcement came out. And 2 weeks later, I'm like over 500, and it's like a lot of people are moving over there just to say fuck you to YouTube.
Yeah, I've got 284 followers on VidMe, but I haven't uploaded anything since like December 18th. So I just
get on that shit.
Yeah, get on that shit. I mean, that's like 1,000 fucking videos. Well,
yeah, but
it's like 800 videos.
Yeah, but I didn't start off like upload my entire library. I just started posting my newest stuff over there the same time I was uploading to YouTube.
Yeah, I know like some people will post to VidMe first, and then say it's over at VidMe. And then post it to YouTube. And like I was telling Base Mama, it's like YouTube is a good staging platform, because that is where the people are going to be at. And it's kind of like I'm really, really, really hoping that they do solve this shit. Like, I feel like what the video I made to Susan Wojcicki today, I do feel was, you know, appropriate. I feel like as an open letter, I think it laid out a lot of problems.
And like, you know, you were very polite and not like me saying she sucks at her job, fire her.
Well, no, the thing too is like the thing too is I came across another video before I recorded mine, actually by Wild Spartans, who was at VidCon with us, and he was like, "Fuck you, Susan Wojcicki, like you big fat dumb bitch," or whatever. Like he was going off on her. I'm like, dude, that's like, you know, and I see his point. He was trying to be over the top for effect. He's trying to push this stuff for effect, and I'm like, I'm just not going to do that. Like that's why I asked the question. I'm like, this is where what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, are you going to, you know, single-handedly, like, not guide us through this moment when we need it, when we need that communication in order to have faith in the platform? Or are you going to let people go and then have allow a competitor to step up and then take over? Or to provide actual valid competition? You know, and like I said, Amazon is probably the best bet for that. And there are bigger YouTubers that I've heard saying, like, why doesn't Amazon do this? You know, or combine some form of Twitch with posting videos, and who would make that jump over to Twitch and be exclusively on there, you know? And that's a valid question. Is like, and I know what happened isn't their fault, but this is where they need to decide on how they want to handle this stuff. And it just really bothered me that the fucking video in question, that goddamn Chief Keef thing, only made $20. $20 fucked our entire lives over $20.
Yep.
And I'm just so pissed about that, because it's one of those things, again, no control over any of it. So I can't do crap. But I'm looking at this situation and I'm just like, you know, I mean, like, I'm still pulling in 80 to 100,000 views a day, and I'm making fucking $50.
Yep.
Like, you know, so.
Well, that's why I'm really contemplating. I'm probably going to start my own website. Yeah. And I'm still going to put stuff up on YouTube, but I'm going to put premium content up on the website. And I can finally do the comedy that I want to do, uncensored, unfettered. I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know, and I'm going to slowly take Magog in the direction of kind of like a sitcom. You know, so I'm gonna build breakaway sets, and I'm gonna have other actors and other characters and stuff, and really get away from just doing like response videos. Not that I don't enjoy them, it's just I want to start growing this into a much bigger operation, and I can't do that just strictly on YouTube. And so I did that V for Vendetta parody, you know, where I changed the V speech.
Sorry if I came at you hard on that one. I wasn't trying to come at you hard on that.
No, man.
I've seen so many things that have been like that over the years, and I get like, I come across as a bit of a dick in those situations. So I do want to apologize. I did very much like the video.
Yeah, no, the way I see it, even if nobody does the November 5th protest thing, it was a fun video to do. I got to wear my Guy Fawkes mask and do the whole, you don't know who I am, and it's like pose like, yes they do, you're Magog, and I'm like, ignore him. You know, like it was just a parody, man. I don't know if anybody's going to follow it or not. I'm certainly just going to stick to it on that Sunday. I'm just going to upload only on the other sites. It's just for the day, but that's it. Nobody else has to do it. I'm not the arbiter of fucking social change on YouTube. Okay. Well, I'm a drunk wizard. I'm a drunk wizard. Okay.
Well, what you could do is, you know, we could set it for like, because in my suggestion of everyone, like, you know, like putting together a video, like a 30-second message or something, you know, 30 to 45-second message, and then everyone uploading that and then posting it at like literally the same time across every time zone, you know, and aim it for like when the people at YouTube are going to be going to work, like at 9 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard, right? And then it's like, bam, that shit just drops. And then like, you know, 1,000 videos from 1,000 creators all saying the same thing. Like that's a show of force. That's an organization. That was one of the things about VidCon that, you know, angered like Anita and angered Franny and angered all those people. Is like, we fucking mobilized.
Everything like, angers Franny.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. I can only imagine if she breaks a nail. Fuck.
Right.
You know, someone's going to die. Her husband's like, oh, get the whip.
Yeah.
You know, but no, that's the truth. Is like we organized, we showed up. You know, and we sat there in that panel and didn't say a damn word. And I told everyone leading in, don't do anything. This is how we play this. Thankfully, everyone who was there with us sat there to go do it. The downside to it is like Dave Cullen going like, oh yeah, we're there to troll IRL. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but here's my thing, Matt. I'm totally willing to do your idea too. We don't have to do. We could do both. Like, let's do your video thing on a different day, and if it doesn't fucking work, let's do my thing. And then after that, it's like, why stay on a fucking sinking ship?
Yeah, no, see, I agree. I agree with your point completely right there. It's like after everything, you know, it just feels like it's going to be going that direction. It's kind of like, it's so weird because there's eyeballs that are there, you know, like the eyeballs are there, the people are there, the fans, listeners, viewers, whatever you want to call yourself are there. Everyone's there. And it really is kind of moving past just the advertisement aspect of it now. And that mostly has to do with the fact that it's now just like, we're not being treated with the level of respect that you would think that we would be treated with, given what we do in context of this site.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, but then it boils down to like, well, look at how many celebrities have the blogs. Look at how many, you know, like I'm looking at some of these channels that are like freaking huge. Why is Tana Mongeau going on a cross country tour when the only thing that girl is known for is getting like arrested at Coachella or some shit? Yeah. You know, like she does these overinflated story times that are just like, I was like out and I was drinking and like, oh my God, Vegas. Right. And then I'm all like, yeah, let me tell you the story about how I ran for governor of California. You know, like, fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to explain it, because I'm watching the chat here, I'd like to address something.
Sure.
If you start your own website, you could lose your host. You know, your host might be like, but I don't plan on starting some Weebly site or fucking Wix or something that have all these strict fucking rules. I have a local guy who does not give a shit what I put on his servers. He doesn't give a shit. If I pay him, he'll fucking host me. And he's got a static IP and fucking does internet for the whole goddamn town, so I ain't even fucking worried. You know? That motherfucker's like, as long as you don't break federal law, like obviously I'm not going to put no child porn on my site or anything anyway, but, you know, as long as I follow the basic federal guidelines, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, you put porn up, I don't care, pay me. I'm like, cool. You know?
Well, and see, that's the thing with it too. It's like it's entirely business related. You know, it's entirely that aspect. So it's like, and that's where like, you know, people have been responding to this issue emotionally, and I have too, and there's every reason to feel that way. But then it's like, how do you battle the left brain and the right brain? You're trying to argue against emotion against reality or against facts. So it's like, yeah, you know, freaking the Wall Street Journal did this thing, that shit, how do we get around that? And then it's like YouTube responded in like the worst possible way, but it was also probably the only way they could have responded, which was just, you know what, shut it all down. You know, like Michael Moore and Team America, bring it down, bring it all down. You know,
you got to understand something too. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to go back to the days where every content creator had their own shitty website. Nobody wants that. We loved YouTube. YouTube changed the game, you know? But what choice do we have? We got to try whatever we want to try, because I want to bring people a much bigger show. And I can't do it on YouTube now. So where am I supposed to do it? You know, VidMe hasn't grown yet. It has potential, but I've also heard a lot of people saying they could go the way of YouTube too. You know, because they have to still please their investors and their advertisers and stuff too. And then you got like what, BitChute just started up. I've heard a lot of people talk about BitChute. I thought about checking them out. There's Gab. Gab's got their new Gab TV thing launched for live streaming, but they don't exactly have the ability to upload videos. And Minds is a little... I like Minds. I like the idea of Minds, but I think it's also a little overly complicated. Like, I never find new videos on Minds. Like, I follow a shit ton of people, and so my wall is filled up with all kinds of crap. I never catch the new, like, Sargon video on Minds or anything. I never see it. You know, I have to specifically search for it.
But you see it on YouTube.
Right, but the organic, so the organic growth, it just isn't there yet on sites like Minds and VidMe. And so what am I going to do? Well, you know, I got to try all the things. I'm going to try all of the things, you know, if that means maintaining a VidMe, a YouTube for live streaming, because they're shutting down my content. I've also got Gab. I got Minds. I'll have a BitChute probably in the morning, and then I'll have my own fucking website, whatever. I'm going to try all the things because I enjoy this, and I don't want to go back to scrubbing toilets.
Same fucking here. I've had to clean up condoms by hand at my theater. Accidentally in the dark. It was something I'll never ever do again. That's why I wear gloves. But I've done it. And you go through the trials and tribulations for trying to grow your business. And a lot of people, again, they take this shit personally because they throw so much of themselves into it. There's a disconnect between between, you know, like celebrities and us. That's the thing. It's like celebrities, they're able to insulate themselves in their bubble, that bubble being Los Angeles. right? Everyone you know there works in the industry. You talk about the industry with that shit, and you're able to move away from the fans, and there's a disconnect. YouTube's a totally different story. We put ourselves out there in one fashion or another, and we're doing it directly to the audience, and therefore we build a different connection with the audience than celebrities do. But there comes with that responsibilities. There comes with that, you know, a lot of challenges at times, but we keep doing it because we've grown to love it. You know, like I'm looking forward to going to PAX this weekend and meeting some cool people, just like I did last year. Real quick though, Just Chillin' said in the super chat, here's my first tip to a YouTuber: like your content. First YouTuber I subscribe to. No shit. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Just Chillin'. Really awesome that you subscribed. And the first one. So I took your YouTube subscription cherry. I hope I was gentle, and I hope the repeated uploads of videos haven't worn that ass out yet. Or do I? Wink.
Right. But I had to explain that to a couple people. It's not just the demonetization. Honestly, the demonetization, yeah, it sucks. But it's that other thing, you know, because the power of YouTube is your ability to get discovered and grow organically. If you do good content, you work really hard, and you really impress people, and people love your stuff, you can grow. But then YouTube announces, well, if you didn't break our rules, but we don't like you, we'll put you in this like limited state where you're not part of the algorithm anymore, and you don't have comments activated and thumbs up and thumbs down. That whole purgatory thing, that's what got all the YouTubers really nervous. And we have a right to kind of talk about it, you know.
Oh, like absolutely.
You know, I hate these people that come sideways at us and is like, "Why you bitch about YouTube? Easiest job in the world." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, whatever, man, whatever.
Yeah, I get that all the fucking time. It's like I had some guy literally telling me yesterday on Twitter, like, oh yeah, you don't like, you know, it's not a job. Like acting, like Tom Cruise, what he does is fun, but it's not a job. And I'm like, the dude just broke his ankles doing a stunt on set. Like that's working. You know, he also employs hundreds of people because his movies get made. You know, like he's if anything, fine. It's not a job, but he's a job creator. You know, like he does these things, and that's a job. It's all a job. Like, you know, it's like what I'll say to some people, like I don't want to like be a giant dick about it, but I'm all like, I'll laugh and go like, you know, last year I paid out more money in taxes than I made at my part-time job. No, even when I had my full-time job at the theater as a manager, I had to pay more money in taxes than I made that year as being a manager that I made. Like when you're getting to that point, it's just like, no, man, fuck that. Like you are paying for some shit, you know? And like I hired other people. I hired people to write and to edit some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just because I'm like, that's just what needs to be done. It's just, that's part of the game. And you know, you want to try to like spread around the wealth a little bit to help other people out. That's one of the reasons why it's like, I was thinking like what we need in order to build everybody up. Because the thing is, we need sheer volume. You need volume in views, you need volume in subscribers, because that to these people is what they look at, you know. And even though the subscription count is definitely a subscriber currency and everything else, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, or it's a social currency between a few of us. We need to like kind of treat it like the Avengers of YouTube, you know, like everyone's on a team and it's kind of like jump from one channel to the other and try to like, you know, bring people with you to kind of build up those numbers and shit.
Yeah,
I just have no idea how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you're interested, but a couple of subscribers of several of us, there's sort of I don't know, comedy, commentary, whatever fans, but they were saying, you know, like when you're doing streams or if you're gonna do like commercials or whatever, like why not you know, run commercials for other people's channels? Like, you know how we always do shout outs and stuff like that, and we'll make like a whole video of shout outs.
Yeah.
Or as you come across somebody that you like, you just like run a little ad for them and support each other that way. Or even buy ad space on each other's streams and shit. Like, here's $20, run my fucking ad.
That's the way to go about it.
Yeah, the problem with that is I had a similar idea with making these like fake satire commercials to just flood YouTube with that people could use in their live streams and shit like that. And the reason I kind of died in the womb is because the amount of work it goes into. I mean,
it's hard to get everybody on the same page, is I think what you're trying to say.
Right. It's hard to get. Some people aren't as dedicated to doing, like, they want a quick shill or they want a quick shout out or they want on a live stream, but they don't necessarily want to like film this funny commercial to promote their channel. You know, that takes time. That takes, you know, camera and lighting and, you know, and stuff like that. Even if they do it with their avatar, it still takes animation time and stuff like that. And I guess if everybody was willing to do it, I'd be on board. But there's going to be kind of a lack of, hey, where's your commercial? I'm starting my stream. You end up relying on a lot of people to get you their stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, remember what I said about VidCon is it's like trying to herd cats.
Oh, yeah. God, it was horrible.
Like just trying to get everyone at the same place, you know, like, okay, who's talking to who right now? Like a bunch of us are in a Skype or in like a Twitter group, but then there's like another Twitter group, and then like one of them gets compromised. Everyone fucking freaks out on that one, jumps over to another one, but not everyone gets invited. And then it's, you know, does anyone have anyone's cell phone numbers? No, I'll just tweet them real quick. You know, it's like
the straight white engineer says, "Have a good night, Matt."
Oh, well, thank you very much, straight white engineer. You do well at Google tomorrow, sir. James Damore is proud of you. See, hold on. Someone, wait, what did?
I was just reading a random chat. Sorry.
No.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. Someone put it on a fucking link and it opened up in my chat window. I don't really go back to that now.
Oh God,
it's on the fucking stream right now. We get the chance. Yeah. Oh shit.
Is that you?
That's me from New Year's. I was fucking hammered.
God, Matt, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you kidding me? No way, man.
That is the most amazing. Actually, don't be ashamed. That is the most amazing white boy dance I've ever fucking seen.
Hey, man, you should have seen me a few minutes later. It was great. I was just fucking hammered.
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, God. I'm going to remember this fucking night forever.
Oh, no. There's so many remixes of this that have come out. Like, so many goddamn remixes of this. It's just so funny.
You are staying alive, brother. Staying alive. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was so fucking hammered, dude. I was, like, so drunk. And then they had a live band playing, and they were doing like a whole bunch of like Daft. They did like Daft Punk Get Lucky, and they did a really good job of that. And I was like, fucking, oh my god.
Yeah, you definitely win the internet with that one there, buddy.
I'm fucking cool with that, man. I'm cool with that. Let's go back to the fucking chat. Let's see if anyone's even. I gotta wait for people to post now and shit. If anyone's gonna fucking post. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now it's rebooting the chat. That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh jeez. But I mean, I kind of topic though. I don't understand why there's like this small corner of YouTube where people are like, you should just do everything for free anyways and stop bitching, and you're not supposed to make money. You're not supposed to make money. Like you're a corporate shill if you make money, you know. And I'm like, what?
There's a fair amount of that. It happens in like when you work in the film industry too, right? So it's like it's just this whole notion of like, what, you know, why is it you deserve to make money off of this? It's like, you know, what are you doing that's so important, or what are you doing that's so so grand, you know? You're like, oh, well, I'm like, all I do is I talk about shit. Well, that's stupid. You should fucking do that for free. Well, why don't you do it then? That's the question I ask them. Like, oh, you're like, why don't you do it then? You clearly you're jealous. You know?
Well, there is a group on YouTube that don't do it. Like, they don't monetize their videos. They like talking about what they like to talk about. But those are also guys that have already like a good job. And they kind of do YouTube just for fun, you know.
Well, there are people out there that, yes, and that's true. There are, and that's unfair of me to say that they're all jealous, because they're not all jealous. There are people out there that legitimately just don't care, and that's cool, man. That's fucking great. Like, you can care. But those of us who legitimately care and legitimately like want to get paid, you know, like we know that this is an avenue to earn an income on. The problem with it is that like when the ads went away, then there became a reliance on the audience. That reliance on the audience isn't always the most well receped. And like, it's like I said, I don't know if I said in my video to Wojcicki, I went over it like 10 times in my head prior to recording it. And one of the things I talked about is like the cannibalization of our own when it comes to Patreon, because that's going to potentially happen. Enough people are going to go like, I need help, and they're going to go to the audience, and the audience is going to be like, well, it's a Sophie's Choice situation. And that's it. And that's like, and I've seen some people attack other people as a way to like try to damage them in that regard, to damage their standing with their audience, in order to, I don't know if they're going to work to their advantage if it's a long game, but I've seen it, and that's sad.
Yeah, well, like that's why I've tried really hard, and I'm going to try even harder in the coming months. But right now, school is overwhelming. I have to do full-time school now. But you got to give something back on Patreon so people feel like they're not just giving you money, because that's great too. Like I love this guy, I want to support him, and that is amazing. I fucking love every one of my Patreons. They don't even know how much I fucking love all my patrons. But I got to start doing some more like streams with them and gifts and things like that.
I did a fucking live stream a few weeks ago for Patron stream. I was behind, and it was like you got to plan that shit. It was kind of like, I thought it'd be more lively than it was, because the last one was more lively, and then the one I did like had one dude talking, and then some other people that like weren't really talking, and I'm just like, motherfucker, like I should have been like, anyone want to jump on this bitch? But then I felt like if I'm going to any other YouTubers I know, ask them if they want in, then that's
you should have hollered. No, you should have hollered at people. So you gotta get out of your own mind, man. Because that's also why I like my merchandise, like T-shirts and stuff. Yeah. Even though I'm not a very big channel, I've sold enough T-shirts to make a decent amount, and that's supporting me. But they get something in return too. They're getting a fucking cool T-shirt that they like. So it's a trade. It's like, I'm not just like, oh, thanks for just giving me money because you like me. At least you're getting something in return. You're getting a cool coffee mug with Magog going, "That is a man" on the side of it. Yeah. Me and Mersh have not quite figured out a way to mesh just yet.
I keep telling you, MundaneMatt pop figures, make it happen.
Let me go find a manufacturer in China.
There's a dude who makes them, and once it's made, you can have them reproduced, man.
Hey, you know those posters that hang on the wall, and they're kind of thick, and they have like multiple layers to them, so that when you walk around the room, they change. Yeah. You should take you dancing and just put it on one of those.
I should put that on a shower curtain. Sell that motherfucker, and then just go to fucking failure and go like, eat it, bitch.
Right.
Like, and then of course it would just be me buying it for like myself in my bathroom. So like when guest comes over, there's just me on my shower curtain. Like, what are you doing? I like to watch myself. It's weird. Don't ask.
Yeah, right. People are asking about my schooling. I'm studying illustration and design. That's
given what he has done with his videos, you can see it's going to good use. This shit's awesome. So you guys should all subscribe to Base Mama and Magog. If you haven't already.
My friend is on.
Fuck Wizard of Cause, because he ain't here.
Yeah. My friend over at Free Press Kekistan just messaged me, and he was like, "Tell Matt about your underwear." Yes, I have Magog underwear.
Seriously?
I did it as a joke. I did it. The picture that Otho did of me pointing forward for "That is a man," I just put on the crotch of the men's underwear on Rage On.
That's what I was thinking. I'm all like, is it just saying that is a man, and like it's just on the underwear?
No, it's a picture of the Magog character pointing forward, like the Uncle Sam "We Want You" poster, for the U.S. Army, and it's just like right on the crotch of this black underwear for men on Rage On. Wow.
Now, what you got to do though is you got to like have it where the crotch is where like the finger pointing is. So have it off to the side a little bit. So then it's like when you pull out, like if you pull out a wang, it's all like, that is a man. That's also a penis. It's also a penis, and it's going through.
I did it as a joke.
Just imagine the photos you would get. Eventually, you will get people coming to you, and they'll be like, "I totally masturbate in those pants" or some shit.
The problem is Rage On, unlike Teespring, Rage On is like nobody has ever bought anything for my Rage On because their prices are outrageous.
Well, that's why they're called Rage On, because they're outrageous.
They really are.
Yeah, like their shower curtain is like $90.
Yeah.
You can put an image on a shower curtain, but who the fuck is
that's what Failure did, right?
Yeah. He sold one.
He did it, he sold. Yeah, but he's like, no, you got to do it, because they do have, a bigger variety of merchandise and stuff. Like, God dang, you don't pay for that shit.
Yeah, but that's what makes it expensive. You can even do tennis shoes. You could do like Converse looking tennis shoes with the MundaneMatt Scully on the side of them.
I feel like honest to God feel like that is just so fucking like over the top. Like, and I know that it's one of those things where it's like you shouldn't think of it like that, but it's also like shit.
Come on, man. You know how much I love Chucks, and I could have MundaneMatt Chuck Taylor.
Yeah, but I mean, you put it out there, people don't want to buy it, they don't have to buy it. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. You're getting something in return. It's not like you're like, buy my shit or I'll kick you off of my channel. Like, it's not like that.
No, I'm not an Eon.
The way I see it, if people are willing to donate money to you on Streamlabs or Super Chats or whatever just for entertaining them,
yeah,
at least if they buy merch, they get something physical. And you know what I do on Patreon? This is something you could think about doing. I ordered these pictures because, you know, get these mass print things online, you know, like where you can get like 100. If you order in bulk, you get them, you know, at a decent price. And I ordered 100 pictures of Magog, and I signed them. And anybody who donates $10 on my Patreon, they submit their address, and I send them a signed autographed picture.
Yeah, see, that's something I need to do. Like, there's always tons of shit that you can do. It's always like, again, my concern boils down to that, like is it like again, it's in my own way of, you know, like, people actually want this kind of shit, like.
Some people do. It's not like it's, there's this outrageous, I'm gonna become a millionaire off my signed pictures. It's not like that.
But I just literally told you I would buy MundaneMatt Chuck Taylors if you offered them, because why the fuck not?
Fucking Free Press. Shut up, man. Fucking Free Press is in the chat. He's like, I totally buy a Magog butt plug. Fuck you, Free Press.
Would it be fitted with a kazoo that when you fired it just goes, "That is a man"? Because if you could do that, that would be amazing.
That like a butt plug with a little speaker inside of it, and every time
mundane fidget spinner butt plug. That would just be weird. That would just be like a really long butt plug, and it just like he keeps spinning it, and then it's all like, you know, that would be kind of fun. Not fun. That would just be weird. But then again, I used to live in Portland, Oregon, so we would probably see a lot of those sold there.
Yeah, I mean,
mundane dildos. I don't think that would work.
Yeah, like, what is it going to have? Just a black dildo that says on the side, "Turn off that pesky ad blocker" down the side of the fucking dildo? Is that what? Why
not, man? Like, why not? There is a person I met at VidCon that could make me, that could custom make MundaneMatt like fidget spinners, and I am tempted to contact him about getting one made. That
would be interesting. That would be pretty fun with a little Scully in the center of it.
Yeah, you do the skull on the side where it's like it would look like an image.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of cool shit people can make these days, and there's a lot of people that are really interested. There we go. Sorry, I had to find my fidget spinner. I have to try my fidget spinners. I bought one at VidCon. I fucking forgot.
You know what my ultimate merchandise would be? Like, if I finally get to a point where I can contact some manufacturer in China and actually make these things real. Because I'm a wizard, it totally goes with like the theme, because I use green screen effects and I have this whole fantasy world mapped out. It took me years to write the story that Magog kind of lives in. And I want to do a snow globe with a little Magog inside beating his fists against the glass.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then there's like a Rufus the dragon behind him about to eat him.
Well, I'm sure you could find someone to make that.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that, man. But the upfront cost on things like Patreon, originally I was going to start doing unique merchandise just to send to patrons. And then I looked into pricing, and I thought things like playing cards or tarot cards with unique artwork on it and stuff like that, I thought really outside the box. And then I go to these websites that do all that stuff, and you're expensive. Jesus, you got to order like a bulk load of 10,000 of them just to get them down to like 68 cents a pack.
Oh yeah, no, I developed a card game for kids. About 10 years ago now. 8 years ago now. And it's like War, but with dice.
Oh, cool.
I made a dice game for kids. They got me in trouble one time. I was demoing it for them. Like, you're teaching them to gamble. No one's gambling. What the fuck are you babbling about? But I looked into actually have them printed on the card decks. Holy shit, dude. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. It's just like the prices are nuts. And the thing is, like, the decks are small. There's like 20 cards per deck because it's just like a 2-player game, 10 cards per player. So that's about it. And it's just like, holy shit. This stuff costs a lot of fucking money.
Right. Yeah, a lot of that is like, I can understand doing it like a one-time thing. Like if you have a wedding and you want to give out to guests all the special little wedding gifts, they could do decks of cards with your fucking wedding picture on them and stuff like that. If you were running your own convention or something, like Base Mama, I think, is doing what, Kilroy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull out some fucking Kilroy decks of fucking cards. They'll only be about $1.60 a piece if you're just doing one solid piece of artwork on every card. And that's not bad. But when you're talking about like tarot cards where each card has its own unique artwork on it, you're talking about $10, $11, $12 a pack. I'd have to sell them fuckers for $20, $30 just to make some money back, because there's no guarantee I'd sell them all,
That's true.
No, it's true. It's really true. There's that's part of the problem with it, is like, you want to go big, you want to go bold. I like what Jeff Holiday does, where he'll like buy cheap hats, and like just write something on it and then like send it to the person.
Right.
Like that's a cool idea and shit like that. And Jeff is just that ingenious of a dude. And so it's like, I thought about things like that, but it's like, that would just be copying. I'm like, okay, go buy at the dollar store. I'll buy a fucking puppet. I'll send you a fucking puppet. But it's there's always ways to kind of improve that. Like one of the things I thought about doing is, because I am working on this book, and I thought like, well, I might do like, like try to do maybe like give away like counseling sessions or something, as a way to give back to people, not patrons, but just people in general, to kind of help people out and shit. Like that's kind of how I view giving back, is like giving back through like knowledge rather than just like the small little items, because I'm totally forgetful on the small little items.
Right. No, I mean, but Teespring finally increased what they offer. So now they're doing like wall canvases and flags and all kinds of stuff. So now's the time, man. I mean, I told you I'd walk you through that shit. It'd take you like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I swear. Okay, we'll set a time next week. How about that? Because I just fucking PAX this weekend and everything else.
Yeah, fuck you, Matt.
I want to get in on that.
Good goddamn
I'm
chilling out
terrible at this.
your fucking PAX. Your fucking.
Hey man.
Didn't even invite me.
I didn't pay to get in either. How about that? How about them apples, bitch? Like applesauce. That's the thing. That's the thing, man. Is like, you could sit there. I'm sure you have a business license for your channel. Yeah,
I totally did that. I'm totally legit. The fucking FBI's here. I gotta go. I'm in Arkansas. What the fuck is a business license?
Oh, true. You say the same thing about your sister, but it's
no,
it's really just like you can go to these conventions for free if you go to press.
Don't make fun of my. Hey, I don't want you talking shit about my sister cousin. Okay, I don't want to hear that.
She was your sister mom.
Cousin, but your mom aunt is just a problem. Never mind your dad uncle. It's just a weird thing.
I love there's a radio station here in Arkansas called 100.3 The Edge, and Corey and Patrick in the morning. They're the funniest morning show I've ever heard. And they did this skit one time where it was like movies done for rednecks, like remade for rednecks. And they did Star Wars and played a little sound clip, and it was like, I am your father and your uncle and your cousin. Like, and then it did the whole what was it, A League of Their Own? You remember that with Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, and League of Their Own? It was like, are you crying? There's no crying in NASCAR. It was like the redneck versions of movies. It was really good. It was funny.
That's pretty fucking funny. Because I mean, there's definitely jokes we made for that kind of shit. Like, and people like that kind of humor. So the thing I don't get about the SJWs is like, there's clearly, people out there with senses of humor that never actually think what they're hearing, that they're laughing at, is like legitimately real. Like they understand the difference there. And then you've got people, that are always trying to like shut down jokes. It's just so fucking weird that we've gotten to this point. Like, that's the biggest fear I have for my daughter, is like taking her to school up here and it's going to be like, well, she showed up today. Here's a trophy. Like, what'd she get a trophy for? Well, she gets a trophy every day she comes to class. So you're rewarding her for something she should just do anyway? Well, it's to build, the habit, so they always want to come. And no, they always want what you're going to give them until what you're going to give them is not enough. And then they want something more. First it's a trophy. In a year, it's cocaine. I can't afford cocaine.
Yeah, I miss the old school stuff. Man, I went to school here in Arkansas. They just fed us Cocoa Puffs for half the day, and then they let us, just run around and shit. Like I miss those days. Let kids be kids. Go out on the playground and shit. Now every fucking kid has to have a structure through their whole day. They gotta have like kung fu lessons and ballet lessons and swimming things and all this and that. When the fucking kids have fun. When the fucking kids have fun. When do they do that? I don't. And that's why I think these grown ass fucking SJWs act like fucking babies because they didn't have fucking childhoods.
They didn't. They're emotionally stunted. That's why, like, you see them get arrested for beating the shit out of somebody, and they're like completely fucking shocked that they're being arrested.
Yeah.
You just assaulted someone. Of course you're getting arrested.
Did you see that video of the cops dragging that one Antifa girl away because she hit somebody?
I need my guard dog.
And she's like, I need my
support animal. I need my support animal.
That had me laughing my fucking ass off. About shit myself laughing.
Like, I mean, at the same time, I kind of
somebody though.
Like, I guess I kind of feel bad for her in that regard because I know people that like legitimately need support animals. But what I fucking hate, are when people take emotional support animals out in public, and then they're just like they're fucking dicks about it. Like I knew this girl that had this dog that was clearly not licensed to be a support animal. And then she would just take it with her everywhere she went, like fucking Denny's, any bar she went to, anywhere there was food and stuff. And then she's like, oh, no one can say anything to me because it's my support animal, so they can't even ask me for papers. I'm like, well, the thing is, there's actually, I forget how, but there is technically a way you can ask them without actually asking them, because you can't ask the dog. Like when I worked at the theater in LA, I guess one of our theaters had a problem with this, and so they sent out to all the managers, like, be up to date on what's going on. And so it's like, yeah, people like to abuse that shit, right? And some lady came into my theater with kittens in a stroller. And she was like, oh, these are my support animals. I'm like, yeah, but they're not. No, that's not how this works. Emotional support animals are for your home, not for in real life.
Yeah.
And there's a grocery store here in town that banned support animals. It's a big chain. Well, in Portland, because a dude walked in with a cockatoo. And they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Wait. Bridge Building Heathen said it wasn't a therapy animal. She was blind. She sure as fuck could see who the fuck she was beating the hell out of, though.
Oh, that's what it was?
If she was blind, she's
maybe it was one of these like
blind bitch in the fucking world.
I got cataracts, like I like the support animal idea though. I guess I'll just roll with it, man, and I'm just gonna get like a support vampire bat. Just have him hanging off my fucking arm when I walk through the grocery store.
Like, I need
somebody fucks with me and I just unleash the blood-sucking hellion. I'm like, fly!
There's a GIF on Reddit right now of a lady petting a bat in the daytime, and it's like a little furry kitten. It like being pet. I was like, that's adorable. I want that.
Yeah, we have thumb bats here. I don't know if you've ever heard of them in Arkansas. The size of your thumb, full grown. They're the size of your thumb.
Oh, okay. We had bats in Portland, which one of them was like, there was a nature reserve around the block from me, and when I lived there, and so like during the summer, like bats would come out and stuff like that, and so like on 4th of July last year, bats were flying all around my apartment complex, and then as I'm trying to like take the trash out, there's some fireworks going off, and I look up and I see the explosion, and as I see the explosion, a bat flies overhead and there's like full arm span out just behind the light or just in front of the light, so it's silhouetted, and I'm like, goddamn right, I'm Batman. Fucking look like Batman. I was like, that's fucking great, man.
No, I used to like at the place I lived out in the country. I'm in an apartment now, but I used to walk out on my back porch and these tiny little bats the size of your thumb would just be fucking chilling on the wall of the deck. And you walk up, it's during the day, so they're sleeping. And you just walk up and you scratch them on top of his head, and they'll wake up a little bit and hiss at you, little sharp fangs. They're like, and then they fall back to sleep. It's fucking hilarious. You just walk up and touch them on the head, and they go. Just go right back to sleep.
My cats do that to me too. My cats do that to me. Like, what do you want? Leave me alone. It's a food time. You fucking son of a bitch.
Right.
Piece of shit. Where the fuck's with goddamn wet food?
Yeah, people in Arkansas have weird pets, man, because there's practically no laws here.
Yeah, there's a guy they got like pet raccoons.
Yeah, I have a friend who has a pet raccoon. Gets him a beer out the fucking fridge.
I had to take my cat to the vet this morning to get a rabies vaccination shot. Not because he has rabies, but because he's been on this genocidal warpath outside. He brought a fucking baby rabbit to the back door the other day. Like, what are you doing? What did that rabbit ever do to you? And he's just like, whatever, man. And the thing was alive. The thing was alive. The rabbit was alive. Everything else he brings is like dead. It was like mice, gophers, moles, and shit. And I'm just like, I appreciate that you're out here enjoying your new home, and that you're enjoying going out and killing all this shit. I also don't want you to go and get sick. But here's the thing. So right before Comic-Con, I was getting ready to leave. I was outside doing something, and these 4 deer came on the property, right? And because I have 1.3 acres, so it's a decent lot. And the deer came out, and there was like three does and 1 fawn. And you know how they are, like they're going to protect the fawn, right?
Right.
Well, my cat comes out, and then all of a sudden, there's you see, the deer are just like, what the fuck you doing? Like, what the fuck you doing? And they start challenging my cat. And, and I'm trying to get their attention, and like, I'm trying to get their attention. Like, hey, come on, you want to fuck with anyone, fuck with me, bitch. Right? Like, I'm your size. I'll punch you like that goddamn kangaroo. I'll make sure I film it and then make a lot of money off the video and shit. Because that's how I roll YouTube life. So so that happens, and then my cat like cowers back into the house, right? Well, he didn't forget what happened. I guarantee you, he didn't forget what happened. I get back from con. I'm back like a week. There's a deer. Another deer is in the yard, and I see it as I'm getting ready to take off, and I'm trying to like scoot it around from the main road, and like kind of drive it back towards the backyard. And so it goes off, and starts munching on some stuff because they're pretty domesticated around here. Everyone just lets them do whatever they want, so they're not gonna fuck around. My cat's out. I had no idea he was out, and I'm thinking like, oh great, I got to get him and everything else because he's gonna, the deer is gonna challenge him again. So he jumps off the deck, rubs up on my leg, sees the deer. The deer looks at him without even breaking a beat. My cat just chases after the deer. Right, just chases this fucking deer off my property. And if my cat is out, the deer won't come on the yard. If the cat's inside and they can see that he's inside, or it's nighttime, they'll come in the yard. Other than that, they won't even come near it. They don't want to fuck with my cat. It's pretty funny.
Man, your deer are great, man. I've got to come visit you with my guns.
Dude, my neighbor fires off guns all the time.
My fucking deer around Arkansas, they know. They're like, oh, fuck humans. Because everybody, man, you could be driving down the road and pull, I was behind a truck one time down a country road, and these rednecks stopped in the middle of the damn road and rolled down the window and blew a deer's fucking head off.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. I mean, like out here, you can shoot guns as long as you're shooting at like a target or something, right? And so like people don't seem to really care about that. But I'm pretty sure people have accidentally shot deer. Like, well, I didn't know. I didn't see it. In my yard.
Looked like a brown log to me. Damn it. Anyway, you police officers want some deer sausage? I got some deer sausage.
Oh, dude, cops do not come out here at all. Period.
Speaking of cats, have you seen that new breed of cat, the werewolf cat?
No,
that's the coolest fucking cat I've ever seen. They got like bright fucking yellow eyes, and they actually act more like dogs. They're pack animals, and they have like parts of their fucking fur is like just gone. Like they look.
Oh, the Lycoi.
Yeah, the Lycoi, man. They're fucking crazy looking fucking cats, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, fucking Google that.
This thing looks fucking evil, dude.
Yeah, that's an evil
my God,
fucking.
I want one of these.
Yeah, it's a fucking werewolf cat,
One
man.
of these
looks
ones looks like the fucking Night King.
Yeah, they look like fucking real werewolves, man. They're fucking little fucking werewolves. Their hair is all fucking coarse and shit.
Hold on, let me fucking. I'll bring it up, show people in the chat and shit, because they'll want to see this shit. Man, that's gnarly and shit.
Yeah, man, it's a new breed, and there's only a few breeders in the U.S. right now, so they're like $10,000 cats. Like seriously, like there's very few breeders.
This thing's fucking crazy as shit. This thing looks like it came from the Thriller music video.
Are you talking about the one with all the crazy hair?
Yeah, I'm sure that's.
He's not a werewolf cat.
Well, this one says
Hey.
what?
Pat's in the chat.
Which
Who?
Pat?
Fat Pat.
Fat Pat?
Yeah.
He's up fucking late.
I know.
No, that
if
cat
if he wants on, tell him, send him a message on Skype and have him add me.
That cat is not a lycoy. That cat was actually born with a rare genetic disorder, and it happens very rarely where their hair doesn't stop growing.
Okay, so here's one.
So I read up on his story. He's actually a famous cat.
Oh, okay.
But the ones you see above him, those are the actual breed lycoy, and they're the new werewolf cats. So don't get those two confused. If you buy a werewolf cat, it's not going to look like that crazy motherfucker. He has a genetic disorder. Okay.
Okay.
These cats are the new breed, and they look fucking insane.
Fucking gnarly, man. But it looks gnarly and adorable at the same time.
Right? Look at their fucking eyes are bright yellow and shit. Look at that. Look
This
at that
one-
motherfucker up in the top right corner. That has like part of his hair is shaved off and shit. Over there, he's got like a yellow background. You see him up in the top
I
right?
see. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that right now. Like, that's fucking crazy. But then like the one underneath it too, just these look like they're fucking fake, like they're made. You know?
Yeah, I know. No, they're a real breed, man.
That's
They're
crazy. This
Fucking
one-
werewolf cat. Look at that motherfucker. Look at him.
Jesus Christ, that one's a little different. But this one right here looks like a fucking Night King, like the Night King's cat.
Right?
Like something you'd see from a Stan Winston joint. Oh, I'm gonna show this to my girlfriend. Be like, babe, we gotta get one of these. She'll be like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, it's adorable. It's gonna murder you in your sleep, but it's fucking adorable.
Yeah, and I read up on them, and apparently they don't act like normal cats. Like they actually act like more like pack animals. They're not loners. They actually hunt their prey in a pack and shit. Like they'll hunt down a mouse, corner it and shit, like a fucking wolf does. You know, they act a little more like dogs. They're more playful and shit too.
That's crazy as shit.
Yeah,
I am now gonna have nightmares over this, and also desperately want one.
That's it. If I get
I
any
would love
cat,
a cat that acted like a fucking dog. Then I wouldn't fucking hate cats so much.
yeah, if I get any cat for Magog's show, it'd be a goddamn werewolf cat. I'm gonna do a fundraiser for me to buy a werewolf cat.
You could probably get one. Didn't Failure raise like $100 to buy and eat a cake?
Yeah, but that was just kind of as a joke.
But he did it. But he fucking did it.
Yeah, but $100 for a very particular type of cake is different than like 10 grand for a fucking cat.
It's all the same. It's just a different view on life, man. Like that's what it boils down to and shit. It's just really a different view on life. Like, oh, okay. Some people like to buy video games $60 a pop. Some people really, really, really just like, buying $10,000 cats.
Right? Yeah.
Like I'll put it to you like this: when I lived in fucking LA, like we talked about the Kardashians earlier. I was gonna say this: the worst experience I had was when I worked at a flower shop, and I loved the job. The flower shop was fucking fantastic, but all the celebrities would call in. Like I spent like 45 minutes talking to Leanne Rimes' mom. Just trying to figure out what flowers to get Leanne Rimes, and then just having a conversation. She was cool as hell. But Kris Jenner would call in every single day. Like, so Kris Jenner herself, the one who spawned all those little hell beasts, she would call in, and she's just a nasty woman. And not like the good kind of nasty woman that lets you pee on her, but like the really mean kind of nasty woman. And, they all did not care for her.
Yeah, I could imagine. Well, it's the same when I used to work on the base, man. Because we have a local Air Force base, and before I joined the military myself, I worked retail. I worked at AFES out on the base, and officers' wives, man. They, some general's wife would come in, and because her husband's a general, she's got to be fucking pampered. And oh god, I always hated that. I always hated dealing with officers and their wives. Hashtag not all.
No, dude, living in San Diego, like we had the military, we had the Navy base and the Marine base, right? And the Marine training camp. It was just so tons of military. So I'm very like, you will never hear me bow down to military ever. Like ever. Like they could sit there and be like, well, like I did this. Cool, good for you. I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm glad for your service, don't get me wrong, all that shit. But it's at the same time, like I'm not gonna bend over and suck your dick. And that's the thing, is like in San Diego, like they piss off so many fucking people because of that entitled mindset.
Yeah, but that's a difference between, country boys from the South or the Midwest that join the military and people from fucking West Coast and shit. Because honestly, like what you just said there didn't even insult me because we prefer that. Real military guys who served, and I went to Iraq. I seen war. I fucking got injured in Iraq. Like I did convoys. I was driving all over Iraq. I didn't like coming home and being all like, oh, thank you so much. And just don't ask me about it. Stop treating me like I'm, I'm some sort of.
Lost one of my friends on Facebook, one of my oldest friends on Facebook, because he went on this fucking thing about like the military should be owed respect or some shit. Right. And I had to like, I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, sure, I see what you're saying, but it's like because what it was is he was also being like, enabled by his friends and family that were just like, well, yeah, clearly you're out there fighting for their freedom. They should fucking bow down and thank you for that shit. And I'm all like, but that negates the entire point. Like,
yeah, but also don't treat the troops like shit.
No, sure. No. I'm not saying like, yeah, like, no. I'm not saying like but what it was too is this, I think this person, like what it was is he had a screenshot of like someone like burning an American flag or some shit. And that triggered the fuck out of him. Like, I get it. But at the same time, like, you're fighting for her freedom to do that. Like, that's the whole point. Is like, that's where the difference is like, you want there to be that level of respect, and I get that, but that's not a realistic expectation. And to sit there and try to claim that it is an expectation defeats the purpose of everything you did. And my friend was in like the Battle of Fallujah, like 2 confirmed kills and shit. And so like, he's like, nah, like he doesn't like to talk about it or whatever. But like, I know what he's been through. And I'm trying to explain this to him. I'm like, everyone's enabling everyone. I'm like, dude, you cannot sit here and have this mindset. Like, you have that mindset. That's a toxic mindset to have, because not everyone's going to agree with you, and you sitting there and demanding their respect is like, they owe you something, and they're not going to view it that way. They're also not going to know your sacrifice to go over there and do that, and that you have to live with the people that you killed in battle. Like, they don't get that.
The reason I say what I say is because I didn't join for the validation of others. And I didn't join and serve my country. I made a career choice, Well, it didn't work out.
At least you acknowledge it. It's a career.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, and like, post 9/11, I was 19 when 9/11 happened. One of my friends was already in basic in the Navy, and my best friend growing up was not the same guy, different guy. But he went to basic September 12th, 2001. Mm-hmm. And so I talked to him. I shot him a call and everything, like that night. And I'm just like, are you still going to go? And he's all like, oh, yeah, I'm going to totally go. But it wasn't like this, this reinforcement of, oh, for my country. It was just like, yeah, I really want to get money for college, and I really want to get a skill for my career. I'm like, and that should, I think that should be why people want to go first. The patriotism side of thing is like, I think that should be like second. Like, you're going there with this reason, sure, but think of the future, because patriotism ain't gonna fucking pay your bills.
Yeah, that I disagree with, but only from a more because I was in the military point of view, where it's like, we need them gung ho motherfuckers. Okay.
Well, I don't think there's ever going to be a shortage of those gung ho motherfuckers.
Because that's what I'm saying, though. If the number one reason people join the military was to get the free college and a skill out in real life, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody joins for their own reasons. I was at a place where I just didn't know what to do with my life. I was working retail. I was living, kind of poor. I couldn't seem to make it ahead in life. So I took a chance and I joined the military, and I wanted to see where it goes. And for the most part, I enjoyed my time there. But though, if all we had was people joining up just for the benefits and the job training, we would not get the motherfuckers that we need that are going to go in and kick in fucking doors and take down terrorists and shit. Like, we need the gung ho motherfuckers for that, because that's what they want to do. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. I get it, but every country, every sovereign nation needs its military.
No, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Those people, the gun ho ones and shit. Yeah, I've dealt with those fuckers. I've dealt with those fuckers drunk, sober, whatever, man. Like, Coronado, I used to hang out in Coronado. Tons of Navy SEALs would come into the base or come out from the base. And again, yeah, I know there's that entitled attitude. I'm a fucking SEAL, and then to watch them get knocked out by a fucking townie is just hysterical. Like, well, you're not a good one. Fucking.
Well, they're drunk.
That should only further their rage.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, but, you're drunk. You're not feeling it, motherfucker.
I hope I'm not going to butcher your name here. Oh, no, I thought it was somebody else. But Sergeant Buck says, I do deeply respect anyone who served active time in the military, but I don't feel the need to overly patronize them. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes perfectly sense. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. You know, and I totally 100% agree with it, because we do think it is a little patronizing sometimes. It's about just treat us like a normal person.
Yeah.
We made a career decision, no matter what reason that is. We made a career decision. I don't want my ass kissed when I get home, but I also don't want to get my uniform spit on and be called a baby killer like the Vietnam vets when they came home. So it's about just treating people with fucking a modicum of fucking social decency.
I feel super bad for the Vietnam vets.
Everybody
I feel bad for anyone who serves in the military and goes over to fight a war. Period. It doesn't matter like if they wanted to or not. It's like you know, there's what was it? It's Senator Son, right? It's that whole song, that whole idea. Is you're fighting the war for somebody else. You're fighting
Creedence Clearwater.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, fucking CCR, man. Oh God, I love
all the way. So much. Fuck yeah, CCR. Fuck yeah, dude. That's like the ultimate summer music.
Yeah.
Like it just puts you in the mood for summer. Like going to the lake and sitting out on your back porch and shit, drinking lemonade. That's the fucking music of summertime is CCR.
No, yeah, I've grew up listening to CCR, and I love that they go by 3 names, right? So you're just like, oh, who's CCR? Oh, it's Creedence. Who? Creedence Clearwater Revival. Oh, okay.
You're right.
You could just say, you could just sit there. You could have been like, oh, dude, it could have been CCR, it could have been Creedence, or could have been Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm like, I got you. I got you, dog.
I love the Big Lebowski when they stole my Creedence tapes, man.
I think people view Creedence the same way in some respects that some view Rush, you know, where it's just like of that generation, and like certain people just absolutely like love that shit, you know. Yeah. But I get that too. It's so funny listening to this shit now. I'm listening to this like 90s and 2000 rock station on Sirius XM, and it's all like Linkin Park, you know, and like 9 Inch Nails and shit I listened to when I was like fucking 17, you know, like Rage Against the Machine came on. I'm like, yeah, turn it up, fucking start speeding, you know. I'm like,
yeah, those days. Outside of a couple bands, I mean, I still love heavy metal more than anything, you know, but I listen to a lot of symphonic stuff, Camelot, Epica, Nightwish, fucking Sabaton, you know, things like that. But
have you ever listened to 3 Inches of Blood?
Oh yeah.
Like I saw them in concert. It was them and Typo Negative. They opened for Typo Negative, and then Hatebreed was the headliner. And my friend and we went for Typo Negative, and then we said fuck off to Hatebreed because we're not Hatebreed fans. And it was like a whole bunch of skinheads, right? In Anaheim, of all places.
How long ago was this? Because the lead singer of Typo died.
This is before Peter Steele died. So
okay, that was a while ago.
Yeah. This was like 2008 or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like we went to that concert. It's so funny too. Like when I tell people like the concerts we went to, like, oh yeah, we went and saw, you know, Typo Negative. We went to Ozfest. We went and saw Garbage when they were on tour. That was a badass show. Shirley Manson was so hot. You know, we also went to go see Spice Girls. We also went to go see Kylie Minogue twice. So it's like an eclectic mix of concerts that my friend and I have gone to. Also, my favorite one though was we went to Foxborough Hot Tubs. You know who they are?
No,
it was Green Day's. It was Green Day's surfer punk band.
Oh, nice.
They did this. They decided a smaller band. It was like all the 3 of them, and then they had like some backup players, and they were just like a dive bar band, and they were in San Diego, and people knew that it was Green Day, and people showed up en masse. And I mean, like, I'm talking this club held 400 people, and like probably 2,000-3,000 showed up, and thankfully. Because this is San Diego and this is me, I always know somebody in line. If we're anywhere where there's a line of people, I can get there and be like, okay, who do I know here? Right. And I'm like looking through the line. I'm like, okay, oh yeah, hey, what's up? You know, I'm like, hey, what's going on? And I just kind of like hang out with them in line and shit. No one's ever turned me down because I'm charming, and everyone knows me.
Good to know. Good to have those hookups. Wrong Think Wasian says, any opinions on Stolen Valor? Yeah, I fucking hate people do Stolen Valor, man. I mean, what do you expect me to say?
Yeah, no,
That's fucking terrible shit to do. That is fucking terrible shit.
I've only done it one time, and it was just as... No, I'm kidding. I've never done it. I mean, people have, like, you know, like, asked me, like, I've been with my military friends, and they've asked me, oh, are you in the military? And I'm just like, do I look like I'm in the military? And they're like, the Navy, maybe. You know? And so you get... He gets it. So like, I've actually been saluted going onto a Navy base. I'm not even making that up. I went there with my friend. We were gonna go to the Nex, and
dumb fuck salute.
It was the guy at the fucking gate, man.
You don't salute people without a uniform.
Yeah, he fucking saluted us, and I'm like, cool. And he's just like, my friend's like, that never happens.
Yeah,
it must. I wonder if it was somebody new. You know, maybe he got it wrong.
Fresh out of basic,
something like that. And it's just one of those things where I just kind of laughed my ass off. I'm like, all right, man. No, I've never stolen valor. I think that's abhorrently wrong. You know, it's like people like, but I watch people too. Like, I look at homeless people, and you can see homeless people that try to play the vet game. You know, because it's like, how do you know? But then you also go and like, you look at like how many vets from Vietnam became homeless. And so you see a lot of that kind of stuff now. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but like, you also don't want to, you know, I will say I always enjoy watching those videos, and people who do stolen valor get busted.
Yeah. No, I even have my unit from Iraq tattooed on my arm. So like, I know if anybody tries to like, cause that happens too, is like, they'll walk up to a legit military person and be like, start asking them questions, like what unit they were in and stuff, trying to get them on suspicion of stolen valor. Like, this motherfucker doesn't look like he's in the military. Yeah, anybody tries that with me, they can go fuck themselves. I'm gonna have all the answers.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned in the chat earlier my favorite story to tell from Iraq, and I don't think I ever told it to you, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell it now. It's pretty quick, but it is well known in Iraq, in the porta johns and the shower caddies, the bathroom caddies, that there is a lot of naughty shit written on the walls. I mean, come on, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm talking, you know, and the Army knows how to draw dicks like no other. Like, that shit's got veins in it and it's shaded and shit. That is some professional fucking Renaissance looking dicks right there, right? But anyway, going to the you go into the bathroom.
Tax dollars at work.
Exactly. And it always stuck with me. You know, you go into the bathrooms and there's just shit all over the walls, you know. I mean, just fucking, you call this number to fuck this bitch and blah, 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 and Obama sucks dick and blah, 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 blah. So I go in there, I drop trowel, I'm pissing, I'm taking a fucking piss. And I look up, and this will always stick with me because it's the one thing, like, I can't remember a single nasty, dirty thing that was written on those walls. But then I look up, and right above the urinal, it said, Toy Story 2 was okay. That had to have been the most unique bathroom graffiti I've ever seen.
That's a very interesting bathroom graffiti right there.
This motherfucker was giving me a movie review.
was okay. If you really want to piss him off, to say Stripes sucked.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. No, don't do that. But
what I loved was when American Sniper came out, right? Everyone's all fawning over it. That's what it was really like, and you're like, no, it wasn't. Like,
not really.
It's a movie. He never even fought that sniper in real life. That never happened. And they're like, no, but why would it be in the movie if it wasn't true? I'm like, oh, we have to have a talk about revisionist history, don't we?
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. All the movies get it wrong for even aesthetically. Like, most of the movies that take place in Iraq, I'm watching this going, you guys filmed that in an American desert, didn't you?
Yeah.
Usually they film it in Arizona and down near Fort Huachuca.
Right.
Yeah, like Three Kings did that. They shot out in Brawley or Imperial County, East California, by like Arizona. And you could tell just by looking at the desert out there. You're like, yeah, that's pretty flat.
No, I mean, it is, but the sand's all wrong. That shit over there, it's like moon dust, man. It's like baby powder. Yeah. It's thin. It's fine. It's very fine. You can kick it and it just floats in the air.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Oregon dunes are a lot like that, too.
Yeah. And because it's in the atmosphere, it filters light, so you can literally watch the sunrise without blinding you. It's like the beginning of fucking Lion King, and right at the fucking, you can sit out all morning and watch that sun fucking rise. It doesn't start blinding you until it's fucking noon, This shit's filtered through all the sand in the air. And you literally come home after 9 months in Iraq. I came home, and for a week, I was still like snotting sand out of my nose and shit, for a week. Like, you get in the shower and you think you fucking washed it all out, and then you take a shower 2 days later and there's still sand at the bottom of your fucking tub. You're like, where's it coming from?
I've heard about that too. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Okay. So the movie Zero Dark 30. Fucking, what's the other one she did? The Hurt Locker.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like that got touted around as being like realistic. The most realistic military movie of all time. And then it's like since when does like the one dude handle a sniper rifle? Why is a 3-member EOD team engaging in sniper fire? Why is Jeremy Renner escaping the base?
You want to cover this super chat before I continue?
I did not see super chat was there.
Sergeant Buck.
Sergeant Buck, you've been throwing it down tonight, sir. Thank you very much. Told this to Sinatra. I wore my grandfather's M65 field jacket on campus. Some hipster asked where I got my vintage coat. I gave him a long stare before replying. Off my buddy in Quezon.
Okay, you got it off my buddy in Quezon. 25. That's fucking great, Sergeant Buck. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna tell that to my military buddies. They're gonna laugh that fucking ass off on that one. I'm gonna my fucking convoy commander, my tech sergeant from the desert. He'll get a kick out of that one. I'm gonna be like, do it, man, because he comes across all the fucking hipsters all the time where he lives right now. But
nice.
Do you know what surprised me? One movie that actually got something really right about the military in the desert, especially convoys, was fucking the first Iron Man movie.
Yep.
It surprised the hell out of me when he got in that convoy, before they got hit, and he got captured. He was in a Humvee with airmen. They were Air Force. Because I couldn't believe they actually did that. Because most people think it's the Army. We were running convoys overseas, because the Army was botching it, man. So the Air Force took it over, for a long time. And back when the vets went, the early guys, man, 2003, 2004 guys, a lot of my sergeants and stuff, we didn't even have up armor yet. We had sandbags in the floors to add a little extra cushion in case we ran over an IED and stuff. So it surprised me that they actually put Army and Air Force both on the ground there. And that really surprised me, because most movies don't do that.
No, it must have been just one of those little things that they would add to it. I mean, those are always cool. Those little movie details are always fun. Like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. Like they put the foresight or the forethought into this shit. And that doesn't happen all the time, and that gets to be really annoying.
I want to know who in Hollywood is advising movie makers on military movies for just like the costumes and stuff like that, because I'll watch a movie and some fucking commander or some sergeant or even just some of the Army guys will like walk into a building wearing their hat. Guys will salute them indoors, and they'll come walking through and they won't take their hat off until they start addressing the general or whatever. And it's like, no, you take your fucking cover off the moment you step inside a building.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're an officer. The only ones that wear their hats indoors are security forces, because they have berets and they're allowed to wear theirs at all times. But outside of that,
why? Because it's a beret and not actually a hat.
No, it's to distinguish them as law officers, because their uniforms look the same as ours. So if they have their beret on at all times, you can tell they're a fucking cop.
I thought they were just extra sassy.
Nope. They you got to distinguish them. And you don't salute indoors. If somebody doesn't have their cover on, you don't salute them. Period. So that's why out on flight lines you don't wear hats, because a hat can get blown off your head and sucked into a fucking plane engine and do millions of dollars of damage. So on a flight line you don't wear your hat, and therefore there's no saluting on the flight line. So when I met the President of the United States, we didn't salute him, because it's the fucking rules. We were out on the flight line. He got off Air Force One and just walked up, started shaking our hands. And we were like, do we salute him? And the commander was like, no, you ain't got a hat on. And George Bush come walking up. Airman, how you doing? Hey, Mr. President, how you doing? He got to me and he was like, Airman. And he said my name because I was the only one without a park on, so he could see my name tag. I was like, oh, shit, he knows me. It's like Airman
Read all
Magog.
those things I said about him on the internet.
Yeah, he's like Airman Magog. You know, that's obviously not my name, but I was like, oh shit, he knows me. And I shook his hand. I was like, Mr. President. He was like, you have an accent. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Arkansas, sir. He goes, Bill Clinton country. I know him. Yes, sir. I'm from Texas.
That does not surprise me one damn bit.
And I have a signed picture of him shaking my hand. He signed it for me.
Nice.
We sent it off to the White House, and he sent them back signed. It was good time.
That's cool. My this is totally not related to that, but it's also somewhat similar. I was doing a job back in 2006. We were shooting. There was a local radio DJ, a couple guys that wanted to also get into video stuff. So we were shooting a pilot episode for this kind of thing they wanted to do. But we were at the Spike and Mike Sick and Twisted Festival in San Diego, and Weird Al was there. And so we got to shoot a little bit with Weird Al, and then we got a photo taken with Weird Al. And then my buddy printed all the photos out, took them back down there the next night because Weird Al was going to be there again, and got Al to sign all of the photos of all of us. And then put it in a frame for us and gave it to everyone as kind of a gift. It was one of our first kind of like official outings as a group. All right. Like, it was kind of more of like a commemorative thing. Like that was really fucking cool. It's around here somewhere. I found it when I moved, but I got to put it on I got to find it and put it on my wall.
I'll tell you another good one because my job, I was transportation in the military. So I had to do DV runs, distinguished visitors. So I got to meet a lot of famous people. I got shit-faced with Five Finger Death Punch in Germany. I got shit-faced with Hinder. They were cool. I met Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed, when he did a USO show at our base, that kind of thing, right? Well, probably my favorite celebrity outside of meeting a president, because it doesn't matter if you like him or hate him. When you meet a president, it's like something. You're like, holy shit. I just shook hands with the most powerful man in the world, right? So anyway, my favorite celebrity was they were shooting a movie called The Green Zone with Matt Damon.
I know that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a very popular movie. Well, there was a scene in it where he's in BIAP, Baghdad International Airport. Well, what they did was they actually filmed at Heathrow, London, and I was stationed in England at the time. So the director wanted military walking around in the background. They closed down an entire wing of London Heathrow, put up green screens in the windows so they can like superimpose the desert outside, right? And they turned it into Baghdad International Airport. And the director wanted real military walking around because why pay for like costumes and shit when you got a military base? So they sent word to our commanders, and me and being transportation, I drove buses and stuff, So I hauled, me and all the rest of vehicle ops, we hauled Airmen and Army both all the way down to London to walk around and be in the background of the movie.
Nice.
So every time I watch Green Zone, I'm like, there's my buddy Fred. I'm not doing real names, obviously, but internet anonymity. But I can literally see some of my friends in the background and shit. However, because I was the bus driver, I had to stay with my bus, so I didn't get to be in the background of the movie. So I was sad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so outside of Heathrow, we're all the buses are lined up, and us that drove the buses are hanging out, smoking cigarettes. All our friends are inside getting to meet all the crew and cast and be in a movie. And we're all like, no. So my sergeant, he knew that, and he walked up to Matt Damon and was like, I got some guys outside. They drove the buses up. Could you, And Matt Damon was like, no problem. I shit you not, I'm sitting in my bus listening to fucking BBC radio, right? Fucking Radio 1, right? There's some shitty pop song on because they don't have classic rock stations. Anyway, suddenly there's a
BBC One sucks.
Yeah, there's a knock at my fucking bus door, right? I'm sitting there in my military uniform in my big bus. I fucking reach over, grab the latch, open that door up, and I said, "Oh shit, it's Jason Bourne." I literally said that. He laughed his ass off, and he stepped up on the first step of the bus, and he shook my hand. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" and all this and that. And I was like, "Do you need my bus to escape, Jason Bourne? Do you need to commandeer my vehicle?" And after I joked a bit because I'm a jokester and made him laugh a little bit, I was like, "Big fan of your movies, all this and that." And then he said goodbye and walked down and met all my other buddies down the line. It was great. Met Matt Damon. Yeah.
I have not met Matt Damon. Sadly, I haven't worked with a lot of like big name people. I worked with some of the cast of Star Trek. I worked with Worf, Michael Dorn. He's kind of a prick.
Oh, Is he?
I don't know if it was a bad day for him, like, or whatever, but I don't think he really cared for me. Robert Picardo, who was the doctor on Voyager, he was pretty cool. So I like seeing him and stuff. I'm like, oh, hey, I worked with him on a movie. Like Doug Jones, I've worked with a few times. He's a great guy. So Doug, if you ever worked with Doug, you know about the Doug hug. Doug gives like the best hugs in Hollywood. So, like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like you get to know him on a set, you will get a Doug hug, you know. And he tends to remember people. Like I think we're still friends on Facebook actually.
Nice.
From like 2010.
What about you? What about you, Base Mama? Any celebrity stories?
Yes, I know James Earl Jones.
Oh, nice.
So,
that's nice.
Bite my ass.
Yeah, I just looked up Doug Jones on Facebook. We are still friends. Yes.
Nice, man. Fucking celebrities.
Oh, well, you know the Red Pill documentary?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I met Cassie J back in 2010, 2011, somewhere in there, like when I was living in LA. And we became friends on Facebook somehow. So when her name popped up for the whole situation with the Red Pill, I'm like, oh, hey, I know her.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Man, you should fucking hit her up and get like an exclusive interview on your show or something, man.
Yeah. I mean, well, she hit me up. I hit her up when she was doing the first screenings of the movie. And I asked her for a press copy. And so she linked me to it, and I watched it, and I liked it quite a bit. What was really funny was about a month ago, about a little over a month ago, I get a message from her on Facebook saying, like, she's like, oh my God, I just heard about what happened to you. I hope you're okay. And I'm like, the fuck is she talking about? You know? And then she goes, oh, I'm sorry, my mom got it wrong. It was actually in March. And she's referring to when I was swatted. And so she just heard that I was swatted. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I really appreciate everything, your concern. If you really want to get under your mom's if you really want to get under your mom's skin over it, it wasn't March of this year. It was March of 2016. Oh. And she's like, oh, shit. Well, if you ever come to San Francisco, we'll go get a drink. I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, yeah. Holy God, Zoe Quinn gets fucking pizza sent to her, and it's a goddamn national story I gotta fucking hear about for 2 weeks.
Oh, well, did you guys hear at the beginning of the stream, I talked a little bit about it. So Zoe's book, that early draft of it came out, right? Got leaked out. So I got sent the full thing. I started reading through it, and it's just a load of shit, right? It's just a load of crap. But I decided to do a Control F and look up my name. And the first draft, because I got sent 2 drafts, the first draft had her basically defaming me, right?
Right.
And I was all like, oh, I'm going to get her. You know, I would just fuck with her. I would just, make that threat and shit. And then the second draft removed the defamation, but was still like, still kind of some lies and shit. I'm hoping that the third draft has the first one put back in. So, or whatever comes out. But it's so funny to read this shit. And the fact that I mentioned in this book, that's going to, like, one line, like some internet random. I'm like, internet random? What are you fucking talking about? Internet random. Shit.
Oh, so you got way more fame on her than she does on anybody. What's she famous for? Being a skank. That's what she's famous for.
Well, it seems that people who are losing out on YouTube are finding new ways to try to revivify their somewhat career or whatever have you. It's like this just happened to me today. A buddy of mine actually found this out, and I'm surprised nobody's talking about it on the internet. And I guess it's a good way to kind of end your little mundane Matt show. But he sent me the link to what's her name? Akilah Hughes, the girl that's suing Sargon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she has a GoFundMe to raise money for her health problems. And even though she's had the surgery and everything, she raised almost $40,000 and she never took it down. So it's still like trying to collect money and stuff. And it's just like, okay, like, I don't know whether or not what Sargon did was copyright or whatever have you. I just pass on information. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to conspiracy theory or anything like that. But it looks a little suspicious when you're raising $40,000 to get some surgery for your liver problems and your channel is doing shit and your video in question that you're suing him over only got 25,000 views. And now all of a sudden you're suing Sargon for $150,000 fucking dollars. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Looks a little fishy.
I don't think
looks a little fishy.
I don't think she's going to get the money. But there's clearly, you know, some stuff there unfortunately worth discussing in this case. You know, and we'll have to wait and see what's going on. But yeah, no, people like that, you can tell are just like, she's trying to get a payday for something.
Yeah.
And people have been mad at me like, oh, how can you tell him just to settle? And I'm like, I'm telling him to settle because it boils down to what impacts one of us impacts all of us, especially in a scenario like this. 2, if he takes it to court and he loses, then that opens the door for like Anita or Zoe or any of the other publications that he's criticized over the years to start really looking at everything he's done and whether or not it qualifies as you know, fair use. I'm sure like, you know, 90, like, you know, most of it will, but there might be that one case that's going to hit him one more time. Whereas if he settles, it's not an admission of guilt. So there's no legal precedent set for it. It's a business decision. Some people viewed it as cowardice. I'm like, you clearly don't understand business, you know, but there's like other ramifications here that are going to open the door up.
Here's a question too. I know Sargon's popular and he's probably got the biggest channel as far as like the counterculture skeptic community on YouTube or whatever, but does he have 150,000 just lying around?
No.
To settle?
He wouldn't settle for 150,000. I think one of the things she wants is like an apology, which is probably more going to hurt his pride than anything else.
Yeah, but
no, I think this is a takedown because he could settle, right, and settle with no admission of guilt, but she ain't gonna fucking take that. She's gonna make sure that it's public. Like, that's why I was like, okay, it's copyrighted. All right, let's look at it. And this seems malicious, and the way that she worded her filing seems like butthurt malicious.
Oh, it comes across as butthurt malicious because it is. You know, I mean, it really is. But we're not even, the thing at the same time here, it boils down to like whether or not she has an argument, not whether or not what her wording is. I mean, it's going to be the argument her lawyer's going to bring up is he took a 9-minute, 50-second video, chopped it down to 1:28, provided no commentary. That's the issue here.
Well, I don't know if it helps his case if he does want to go to court or not, but I passed the information along. He doesn't talk to me, but I gave it to Ian Miles Chong, and he gave it to him. So
oh, sure. I mean, Sargon's chill about it. Like he's chill about the whole Like he's a chill dude. He's a really, really good guy. And I hate that he's in this situation. And I really want him to get out of it and whatnot. But it is one of those problems where, you know, you.
Well, I think Philip DeFranco said it the best.
Yeah.
This could be a definitive copyright lawsuit that could change everything. At least
and they're targeting him because they can, because he's the biggest. It's like when we were at VidCon, Anita targeted him because he was the biggest.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm in the back going, I'm gonna fuck your ass up, bitch.
It didn't matter that there were other shitlords there that said way worse things about Anita than Sargon ever did.
Well, as I've pointed out, and I will keep pointing this out, it wasn't until she saw me, that's when she pulled out her phone and called security. So take that for what you will. But I've been going after her longer. She didn't
call security. She furiously texted, and then they just like swooped in.
Yeah,
like
that's
pigeon.
true. That's true. They came on in and whatnot. What was really funny though was there was a guy at that second panel, the one with Boogie, that was specifically watching me. There was a guy who was specifically watching me. It was this tall Samoan dude and like whatever and shit. And like at one point I leaned over to Brian from Honey Badgers and made a joke. And when I did that, man, this dude he fucking moved to intercept my ass. Right? He fucking
Matt, I'm sorry, man. I'm not buying that. I think he just watched your dancing video and he loves you.
Look, that could entirely be the case too. I have no idea. But the Worshies were telling me that one of the security guards, because these were like the black suit security, it's like the elite security. Nowhere else at VidCon did you see these guys. Nowhere else at VidCon, but you saw they were definitely, they were definitely there for us.
The fucking Men in Black.
Yeah.
Men in Black showed up.
And it's just, it's so fucking funny because it's like, Chris Worski was telling me that one guy walked up to him and asked him, "Are you Chris Worski?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey man, I just want to say thank you for being cool during this whole panel."
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, I felt so sorry for the security dudes who were like, "Oh, I fucking hate this shit."
Yeah, it's like
they're that they didn't want to be there.
Yeah, but at the same time, how patronizing is that to walk up to Chris Dworsky like, I expected you to do something, thank you for not doing it.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. That was a narrative they were pushing. That was the whole narrative they were trying to run with. It was like, oh, they're here to harass, they're here to do all these things, and you're like, that's not it at all. That's not it at all. And clearly
there was a lot of hangover from the Twitch stream. There was actually a fuck ton of people. I will say it, there was about 10 times the amount of people at the Twitch stream than there was the Women Online discussion. But
right.
About, I don't know, maybe 20-30% of the audience was still sitting there from the panel right before.
Are we talking which Anita panel are we talking about? The second one?
The Women Online discussion, the one for the plebes.
Okay. I know like Francesca and a few other people were like on the other side of the thing. We were all on one side, and I love the line. I love that line. Well, they sat there in the front to intimidate and harass. Like, we sat there in the front because there was open seating everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like there was, we got there early and like had it. Well, Crazy Hair did write out like, Shitlord Convention or ShitCon or whatever, like little seat placards in order to protect, in order to reserve it. But it was still really funny. Just Anita's reaction in all that moment in time when I'm just watching her, and then she starts kind of scanning the group, scanning who's there. Right. And it starts to slowly dawn on her who's sitting in the audience. And then she looks at me, and then that phone just comes out. I was like, we're getting booted.
But here's the thing,
I figured they would have kicked us all out, but I don't think they really had grounds because nobody was fucking saying anything.
No, well, that's the whole point. Is they were very much wanting us to, they were wanting. That's why she was antagonizing him. She says, "Oh, I was afraid." He wasn't afraid. She was caught off guard, sure. And it definitely fucking kicked in the kind of fight or flight mode, which what she did is she chose to fight, I guess. And ultimately it was just kind of like she just made herself look bad. And it showed off the bias, the political bias of the people at VidCon. And
it does.
That's gonna like work in our favor for next year. So it's like we have to go next year, whether or not we get.
When she and Hank Green completely and utterly dismissed the fact that she has female detractors, like they just didn't exist.
Well, they don't.
I was like, fuck you guys. Like
to them, they couldn't possibly have female detractors. There's no way.
I thought Barbara was just gonna like start vibrating and explode. She was so fucking pissed, and she's so teeny.
And when are people like Anita Sarkeesian going to learn that the best thing to actually do in that scenario, when like there's a fucking row of people who disagree with you, is to walk out and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Well, Franny tried that. Franny tried that a little bit.
Yeah, but she backstabbed the fuck out of everybody. That's different.
Oh yeah, no, completely.
I have a mic and you don't.
Oh yeah, I know. That was just insane. But even then, she still she made some comments that are like, oh, maybe we're not all like, who we are in our videos. And then we all applauded. And then she was kind of playing up on that. She was definitely working the crowd, but you could see too that when she went a little bit too far and Kat Black was there, who by the way, in real life looks like she could be a fucking linebacker. Kat Black is big.
God dang, she's Wesley Snipes into Wong Fu.
She really did. And it was funny too, because Derek, some black guy wanted a picture with her, and I saw her walking by, and I run over to him like, dude, there's Kat Black. And he's just like, he was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, my phone lens is not panoramic. So.
But I mean, that's the whole situation though, essentially, is just like, they intimidated the fuck out of Franny. I mean, and granted, Franny probably played into it a little bit. She probably played a lot of shit. It's just, and then of course her little backstabbing bullshit. But I honestly feel that backstabbing bullshit had a lot to do with, just the culture in that community, the culture in that entire environment. Don't step out of line. You will be, cast aside and shit.
Yeah, don't be nice and civil to the enemy, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But then again, when people are like, when Franny was all like, maybe they're not all like how they are in their videos. If I had been there, I would have been in my Magog makeup, and I would have been exactly how I am in my videos.
you said, bullshit. And you would have pointed at Cat Black and been like, that is a man.
Yeah, I would have just been sitting there in the crowd, and as soon as Anita was like, this fucking guy who makes videos about blah, 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 I would have just been like, go, for the love of God, go fuck yourself. And then I would have been in jail.
Oh, what was it?
Well, they're trying to pass that law now where you can't misgender people or some fucking shit.
There's specific provisions with that law, and where it would come into play. I haven't looked into it. I think it's in like schools or some shit, but I have to go look into that a bit more. But yeah, you've got a ton of crazy shit with that, and you've got, it's just people are too fucking oversensitive. But actually, guys, it's 1:30 here almost. I do need to go to bed. I've got to get up in the morning and do fucking yard work.
It's 3:30 here.
Oh, I thought you were like 3 hours ahead.
Up to.
Oh, okay,
Arkansas.
so
Central time.
that's right. Right. Oh, okay, Central time. Fucking Central time. The most useless of all the times. Actually, no. Let's be fair. It's Mountain. Mountain is the most useless, because it used to be like, come and watch this show at 8 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. They would always have like the Central time. Like, who the fuck cares about Central time?
Yeah, like do fucking Mountain time. Nobody knows that shit. It's like the show is airing 7 p.m. Central, 5:36 Mountain time or something. I don't like. I never understood Mountain time because it's like only in certain regions. And then there's a part, isn't there a place is it Nevada or Arizona where you can literally stand at the sign and be like, 1 hour ahead, 1 hour behind? Like you could jump back and forth through time.
Well,
yeah, probably. We don't have daylight savings, so.
Yeah, they actually do the smart thing and don't acknowledge it, which is totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, except it creates the problem of hopping time zones. So I never know what time it actually is on the East Coast.
Yeah, like I think that if we ever just gave up on daylight savings time and just did the whole just standard time, it would help everybody. Because people like in places like that would like live in one time zone and commute to another, and they would have to like regulate for that. It sucks. It sucks. Because some states don't observe daylight savings time, and so if you commute or drive through the state, you actually are like, just while you're in that state, it's a different time. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, it's kind of like North Korea has its own time zone. So, and who knows where the fuck that is right now? But North Korea has its own time zone. And
I'm fairly certain North Korea is its own dimension.
Probably.
It's starting to look like that, man.
Anyway, yeah, let's bring this to an end. I've got school in 3 hours, so yeah.
All right, yeah, guys, thanks for. And apparently, I somehow fucked up on the thing, and we've had haven't even had the chat on screen for a while. But all right, guys, thanks for coming in. I'll fucking talk to you all later. Have a good one, and peace out.